Stay tuned here on 8-Man Extreme. Welcome you back here to the 2025 Gatlinburg Smokies Showdown. The Stars currently with the football on first down after the Chains moved from the penalty, looking to come back from their 7-point deficit here in the first quarter. He's going to go back and throw this one deep. That ball's incomplete. The pass from Wyatt Choate to Kaya Schroeder, incomplete. And he was wide open, nothing but daylight, but that pass was just a little bit overthrown.
Just past his outstretched arms. He tried to make a play. Sometimes you just can't come up with it.
Great effort there from Choate. Greater effort there from Schroeder. You can see him try to jump and stretch his arms out to get a hand on it, but just came short. Second down now for the Stars.
This Stars team's really liking that 21 formation.
They send a man in motion. That's Atkinson who runs to his right. This time he just runs up the middle. It's Wyatt Choate who gets the first down and is brought down at about the 28-yard line.
That's what I was saying earlier, man. Choate likes to run it when he can, and he's got some good enough legs on him. He can hurt you.
With a solid scrambling ability, he finds the gap, gets some good blocks, and he gets dropped. Positive yards, great gain, first down for the Stars. He did a good job putting those educated feet to good use. Let's see what he does here as they move the chains. 1st and 10 again for the Stars. Ball spotted at the 28. He sends Atkinson in motion again. Atkinson coming back. Okay, that ball snapped. Atkinson goes to block. This time it's Choate who throws downfield, and that pass was intended for Schroeder again, who got a hand on it and dropped it down at the 8.
Just another one that was just a little too high. Almost came down with it, too. It was in his hands. Just couldn't hold on.
What an unfortunate play there. You could see he had hands on it, just could not hold on. That pass incomplete. It'll be second down for the Stars.
In this Stripes defense, it looks like they're trying to run like a modified 3-3 defense. They might need to make some adjustments to handle this spread because even having those two linebackers in there, they're not going to be able to keep up with those receivers. They've got good wheels on them.
Here we go, second down for the Stars now. This time it's Choate who rolls to his left, fires down the field. That pass was intended for Remington Fuller, who couldn't get a hand on it.
So 5 minutes into this one, and we're about to be right back where we started with both offenses failing to get points on the board. Good opportunity starting in opposing territory for the Stars, just was not able to capitalize.
Yeah, and I love me a defensive game, and so far that's what it's shaping up to be. Good bouncing punt.
It's an excellent punt that's going to be downed at, it's going to continue rolling to the 3-yard line. Great job, Pedro Sabat there. Concord Christian, who we called a lot of Concord Christian in this last game between the Rising Stars. And if you guys want to watch a fun fourth quarter after this one, you check out that fourth quarter of the Rising Stars game. It had just about everything, but an excellent punt, making life difficult for this Stripes offense.
Yeah, and in that, like you're talking about, Ronan Thompson from that Rising Stars game, that dude had one heck of a game, especially in the second half. Threw for a touchdown, had, I believe, one rushing touchdown, one passing touchdown, and a pick six.
And a strip six.
Or was it he had a strip six,
he had both
too.
back-to-back to ice the game. It was phenomenal. Well, now backed up, I would imagine this is prime Jalen Venter territory.
That's what you think. I wouldn't be surprised if they hit him with something like an RPO here if they had time to implement that in practice this week.
It's always interesting to see what coaches can do. Inventor gets the ball, but he's hit at the line. I believe forward progress will prevent the safety, but they were on him from the second he touched that football.
Yeah, he got stuck in a swamp of stars there.
Yeah, obviously a very short time for coaches to work things in offensively. You see, it's always interesting seeing what they do because obviously these are very high-level football players who can handle some complex schemes, and
Right.
it all comes down to how much do you trust your guys to do and how do you create the most effective offense in, 2-3 days. So here's Fanning. Unload. Has his man
Ball's
on the
out.
slant. Catch, fumble. Yes, it is. It is picked up. So, I'm trying to find.
That was number 9, Eli Black from Evangel Christian, forcing the fumble as well as picking up the ball. He was most of Evangel's offense and defense last year, and he's already making his impact in this All-Star game.
Wow.
But going back to what you were saying, there is a bonus here. A lot of these guys play 8-man football or they play for a smaller school. What happens when you play for a smaller school? You play both ways. They're able to learn positions quicker than most athletes. They aren't set to play in a receiver. Maybe they're a receiver, running back, and DB, running back and linebacker, stuff like that.
So now it's Kyson Randall in at QB. Kyson Randall played at Bessemer Academy this year, and that is AHSAA football in the state of Alabama right there.
That's AISA, I believe. It might be A.
Yeah, it's AISA's.
I can't really remember.
No, it is, yes.
I know when we Evangel played against them, they were AISA. They might have changed because AISA had a lot of reforming since in the past recent years. I believe Lee Scott moved out of AISA, moved up, schools like that.
Bessemer Academy, they were led by Coach Jody Wright for years, and he's coaching in Tuscaloosa now. I work with their Tuscaloosa Academy Knights a lot, and Bessemer Academy, a very well-ran program, even as, people have left. They are a competitive small school.
Right. And for a while, just the entirety of AISA was really competitive. Back in Bessemer's prime, Bessemer was really good. Edgewood Academy was really good. Lee Scott was really good. Lots of competition there, and we're seeing it here today.
Here this ball is going to be handed off. Trying to find, I believe that's Eli Wharton of Chambers Academy getting that one. Set up second down.
Yeah, offensive line just didn't get a lot of push there. They're going up against, I believe, that is big number 70 in the middle. Will Paisley, I want to say.
Yes, that is the guy who was in there.
That's a whole lot of man right there.
Yes, it is. He knows how to use it. So, got a lot of moving around of players, and now it's Eli Black. He got him the ball, and now he's going to try to get him in the end zone. Takes the snap. Oh, and another fumble. A lot of balls coming out. That ball was given to J.R. Kennard, and lucky to fall on it.
Yeah, with this dry air out here, the ball must be getting I don't know how it's getting so slick for him. There wasn't a lot of fumbles in the second half of that Rising Stars game, but here today, that's, what, the third of the game so far?
Already, yeah, and we are 7 minutes into this one. Going to make things a little harder now, 3rd and 12. Both teams are carrying a capable kicker, so it'll be interesting to see if you give them a shot at it. First of all, you try to get yourself in the end zone. It's going to be Kyson Randall back in. Out of the gun. High snap. Another ball on the ground, and he's just going to fall on it. And, yeah, he will be ruled down as he fell on the football. That really changes things.
Right. Maybe wanted to get the ball closer to the center instead of on that right hash mark, but now your kicker's got a long kick to make. I wonder if they'll go for it just because you're not really in punting territory. It's a long field goal, and it's an all-star game. Might as well try it.
Yeah, I completely agree, and I believe that is what we're going to see happen. It's Eli Black is trotting back out on the field to lead the team for this.
He's actually the
Eli
long
Black
snapper.
So they are punting this football.
Right, and that's what I'm talking about earlier.
Wow.
These 8-man guys, they'll play any position you put them at.
No, they're going to try the kick. This would be a fun one. Pedro Sabat, we saw him make a very good have a very good punt earlier. Now from 45 yards out. On the right hash. Snap, hold, kick is up. He got it. He got it to go. That is a leg right there.
And that team is fired up. That was a beautiful, not the most powerful kick, but it was very accurate, able to get it off that right hash mark and sneak it in.
So Pedro Sabat starts the score, and we saw a great punt pinned inside the 3. And now, a very solid kick there. He is a senior looking to get himself recruited, plays for Concord Christian. And 45 yards is no easy task.
No, it's not, especially if you're a college football fan. There's been a lot of games ruined this season from missed field goals and mixed extra points.
You are talking to a University of Alabama student, so you do not need to elaborate on that one.
Oh, I understand.
Take Pedro and Tuscaloosa gladly after that one. Now he's going to kick it away. 6:34 to go, 3-0 game. It's been sloppy, been a lot of balls on the ground, but let's see if we can get, oh, and another football is out, but they did blow the whistle on the return, but it was not a return that went very far. And I believe the Stripes are going to have to start this at their own 15.
Yeah, and not to criticize the refs or anything, but I think they blew that ball dead a little bit early. Obviously, he wasn't down, and maybe they had stopped forward progress, but not for more than a half second.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. I thought this play was still very much alive, and when you have a runner who's really trying to break free, has a chance to break free, I never agree with blowing the whistle early, you know?
No, not at all. Let the kids play.
Especially in an all-star game, man. So it's Fanning, the Georgia Force QB, back under center again. Takes the snap. Swings it out. He's got a solid completion to Zach Pierce. His second of the game is going to go for a first down. Really trusting Pierce on both of them have come on these kind of swing passes, and both of them have gone for a very solid game so far.
Yeah, trying to spread this defense out. Maybe it'll open up the run game for them later. Get Venter going.
Absolutely, and you know, the short passing game opens up, the long passing game opens up the run. Everything helps each other, and we'll see where they go now. It's going to be another swing pass out there. This one's going to go to Noah Belote, Hickory Grove Christian. Going to have about 5 on that.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of short passes and screen passes and things like that. I'm ready to see a deep ball already. I know it's early, but.
And you know he's itching to throw one. You know he wants to take that shot. Only a matter of time, we would have to imagine.
Right, watching him in warm-ups, I'm sure he has the arm for it. He doesn't take much of a flick for him to get the ball down the field.
So 2nd and 5, you have a solid down and distance. Would not be a bad time to try it. Venter in the backfield and two pass catchers on each side. Snap, immediately give to Venter. He's just going to power through. I believe he'll be just short of the line to gain. And
he put up his first down celebration.
Yes, he did. Yeah, they're going to move the chains here. Venter goes for 5 and does just enough.
Yeah, he really had to lower his shoulder and fight through for some extra yards, able to fight for or fall forward.
I'll tell you, I do not envy the people who have to tackle Venter right now.
Not at all.
It is not a very fun thing to have to do, I'd imagine.
No, he got me benched last year.
Ha!
I missed a couple on him.
And that screen pass attempt is tipped at the line. How about the big guy there, number 55, Drew Shepard, getting a hand on it, and that will make it 2nd and 10.
Do what?
Just absolutely shredded through the own line. They say if you can't pick it, at least tip it, and he was able to do that.
Yeah, I believe the rosters are wrong. It's listed 55 Eli McDonald from Evangel Lightning, but that is a Chambers Academy player right there.
Yeah, Drew, yeah, they made a bunch of roster changes earlier today, so Drew Shepard was the, I believe, the player responsible there. And now we've got some pressure, directing traffic, getting it to his man. There's Nolan Bowers, his second completion. This one not as successful as the first, setting up 3rd and 8.
Yeah, good job there to set up the hot route, though. Able to make something out of nothing that easily could have been thrown away or maybe just taking a sack, but again, able to get the hot route going. I'm excited to watch a good tight end play.
Such a valuable tool for an offense as he's out of the game here on 3rd and 8 and pretty obvious passing situation. See what Fanning can do. Pre-snap motion, takes the snap, rolling out. And he's got his man open, and did he haul that in? No, he did not. It hit the ground, intended for Pierce. Or no, I was actually going to Belote, who got himself open, ran the route right, and just could not corral that ball. Brings up 4th and 8, and the Stripes will have to punt it away.
Yeah, that was a good high motor play there by the defense. Even though it looked like he was going to eye it in, they still applied a little bit of pressure, made a little bit of contact, able to force the ball out. That's why you never give up on a play. Even in an all-star game, it's easy to just come out here, have fun, loaf around, but at the same time, you've still got to play hard.
So it's Zach Pierce to punt it away. And he's got an open man. And he will still punt it. So we had a fascinating block attempt, and this is going to roll to about the 31-yard line. You saw Caden Eddy, the gunner there, left completely uncovered, tried to wave frantically to get the attention. There was just no defender on him right at the bottom of that screen, and would have been a risk, but when you got a guy open, you take that shot.
Right, you wonder if they'll look back to it later. We already saw a fake punt in the Rising Stars game early on. Maybe they'll be a little bit smarter with their play calling and call it later on down the line when it's more needed.
That punt will be down at the 27-yard line.
You know, that's one where you tell the punter, you keep an eye out for that open man, right? If they're not covering, and that's one of the things that will tend to happen in a game like this. You know, something like punt coverage where everyone's in a new role, and that's one of the areas where you sometimes see lapses in how guys play, and special teams mistakes could be the catalyst for a win or loss here, so we'll keep an eye on that. In the meantime, it's Murdoch back out under center for the Stars with a 3-0 lead. 3 minutes to play in this first quarter. Murdoch with trips the bottom of your screen. Here's a deep shot, throwing this one up there and out of the range of anyone. Preston Pruitt was the closest defender to it, but it'll be 2nd and 10.
I like the play design, going for a deep ball on 1st down, maybe open up this defense a little bit. He actually had a step there. It's hard to make a deep throw like that, especially when there's so many receivers and corners out there. Hard to see your guy. Difficult to know where to put that ball. Maybe they'll go back to it again, try and go for another big shot here for number 1.
Murdoch has an he is a college level arm. You know, we've talked about his college prowess. This guy can sling the rock. Handoff, this ball, there's a lot of room there, and it's going to be number 7, Michael Middleton, taking it for the 1st down, moving the chains.
Yeah, and he was able to have the vision to bounce that outside, get around the edge, use his speed, use his own abilities, trust his speed, picks up a 1st down, and that is, I believe, the Stars' first down of the game.
Yeah, I believe you are correct, as they took over in a great position already. Very well may be.
Well, I'm sorry. They actually got down inside the 1st and goal, but they had 2 bad snaps.
Well, Murdoch, facing pressure, has to release this ball, and that was very nearly hauled in. Dawson Sims just could not get his foot down, lofted it a little higher than Murdoch probably would have wanted to, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Could have been a very big chunk play.
Yeah, that's their 2nd time they're going to Sims on the deep ball. They like this guy. They must have seen something in practice in the past few days.
Sims, coming from Windsor Academy, has been a focal point of the offense so far. So Murdoch again, it's going to be him with Middleton in the backfield. Two receivers to the bottom of your screen. Looking left. Instead, going to take off. He has room to go. A helmet's on the floor, a flag's on the ground, and Murdoch has the first down. We'll wait the call.
Yeah, that was a helmet from number 60 coming off there. I think they'll call it either hands to the face or face mask. Number 60 is not listed on my roster.
Hands to the face is the call. Yeah, you know, I don't have a number 60 either. We'll try to get that for you guys at some point in this game. I always want to try to recognize all the players out there. You know, because you look at a game like this, there's no such thing as a bad player in this game, right? Everyone has had levels of success this year. Everyone's a key piece of their team, and just getting named, just getting invited to this game is a very big opportunity and honor, especially in this game where the next game will be a fun one too, but this one is definitely a lot more players who have an eye on playing at the next level.
Right, and his jersey's rolled up. Sorry, that's not number 60, that's number 50, Makai Santana.
See, there we go.
That is their center. Another high snap.
Yeah, another nearly hit the ground. Murdoch is in some trouble, nowhere to go. Brought down the big guy, number 70, Will Pasley, getting the sack.
I love the celebration by Pasley. They were playing a little bit of craps with his mouth guard.
Yeah, that is awesome, and then you got to throw that mouth guard back in after that, but we don't worry about that one.
No, in a game like this, that turf's clean enough. Second, and the entire Tennessee Valley River Association.
This is a long one, but Murdoch's really going to have to find something. Imagine that we're dropping back a little bit in coverage. Going to keep Middleton in the backfield. Go trips.
And very long.
Three guys to the bottom of your screen. Oh, Murdoch just gets knocked blindside. No one picked up just nobody picked up the blocker there. I believe there was Thomas Connolly who just laid a shot on him, and then the other defenders closed in. And
yeah, I believe Khalil Spears cleaned up the job for him.
if it was the entire Tennessee River Valley earlier, I don't even know what it is now.
I'm not good at math.
It's third.
Yeah, it's 3rd and 32 right now, which is about as challenging as it gets.
Yeah, of all guys to come unfree, you're leaving that blindside right end, just running straight at your quarterback. That's not what you want to do.
Yeah, Murdoch got shot before he even recognized what was going on. So now he might just try to save face, hand off to Middleton, who will pick up about 6 yards and bring out the punt team.
Bit of a field position battle we've got going on here. I wonder if they can give the MVP award to a kicker or a punter.
All right, when you drain a 45-yarder, and if he pins them deep here, the early favorite. Disappointing finish for this drive for the Stars after you had some stuff going offensively. You got yourself inside the 40.
Yeah, so far today, their killer has been their line. Bad snaps, leaving guys free, just running straight at your quarterback, and it's not going to get you too far in a game of this caliber.
Well, here's the punt, and it's another solid one, except it will be returnable, and the defense rallies pretty quickly to bring down, not sure who it was. It was number 8, Preston Pruitt, trying to return it, a little shaken up, and a wind knocked out of him on the hit. We have a flag on the ground, though, back in the back where the punt was. Wait to see what this call is.
Personal foul.
Roughing the kicker.
You're kidding.
Wow.
Well, there hasn't been any movement of the ball.
Right? Shouldn't this be a, I don't know, because if it's unnecessary roughness, it would stay with the.
It'll be first down from about the 18-yard line.
Waiting to see if they assess this penalty.
We've got a little bit of a conversation going on between the white hat and coach for the Stripes over here.
So I guess they're saying it was just an unnecessary roughness,
Yeah.
not on the kicker.
Just a personal foul away from the play.
Back it up, half the distance to the goal, put it on the 9-yard line. Final minute of this first quarter. Still waiting on these offenses to really take off, but seen some good play by both defensive units. Snap taken, handoff. And this is, didn't catch who it was on the run. It's Sutton Mallory, Georgia Force running back. Also into the game at quarterback for the Stripes is Noah Lee, number 11, leading the offense.
Right, well, going back to what you said, that's the first time we've really seen, well, not the first time, but that's one of the few big plays on offense we've seen. But 3 practices, you build chemistry, but maybe not execution. That's something that comes throughout these games. The second half is usually going to be more exciting than the first half once these teams get a fit for each other. Quarterbacks build chemistry with their receivers, things of that nature.
Lee takes the snap, looking, quick throw to the sideline. It's going to be caught by caught by 14. We do not have a 14 on our roster, so we'll have to figure that one out.
Mine has him listed as Thomas James. Not sure, though. He was brought down by Kent Nelson.
We will address those and all of the issues as we head to the second quarter, 3-0 game in this defensive showdown so far. We'll be back in a few minutes.
That's the problem, dude.
All right, we're back.
Welcome back. Second quarter of Next Level Game 1. I'm Theo Fernandez, joined by Simon Stafford on the call here on what is a beautiful December day in the mountains. Got the Stars and Stripes going at it. Stars leading 3-0. Stripes have the ball. 2nd and 8, looking to get themselves on the scoreboard at QB. Right now is Noah Lee, Jacksonville Christian quarterback. He's in the gun. Throw a bit of a high pass, which is pulled in by Caden Eddy, who will be just short of the marker, setting up 3rd and about a yard.
Yeah, he really high-pointed that ball. Difficult for Eddie to get down on it. Able to gain yards, though.
Yeah, right. You put that thing a little more on the money, and you're probably able to at least advance it past the chains.
Can't complain with a 3rd and very, very short here.
Yeah, right. This is the kind of position where, especially with, talent at running back on this team, this is one that you would really like to convert.
Switching from a shotgun to a pistol set.
Gonna try to hand this football off and just get stuffed right at the line. And this will set up 4th down. I believe that ball was given to Sutton Mallory, Georgia Force running back, who's been in this drive, and not the result they wanted, but early in the second quarter, taking a bit of a risk. Gonna go for this on 4th and 2, and it's a gutsy play call, especially with the way the defense has looked. Taking a big risk from your own 28-yard line. Can the Stripes convert? Lee in the gun. Mallory next to him. Tried to go for the hard count. We'll see if they actually snap it or if they do. Punt this ball away. Low snap. Lee running around. What does he have? Defense closing in. Takes the hit and is brought down. Excellent defensive play. That was Eli Black. He's already forced a fumble. He gets the sack. We have a flag. We'll see what that's about. But for the time being, the Stars celebrate.
Yeah, that flag was thrown by a line judge. I didn't see anything near the ball. I wonder if there was a holding closer or further on the other side of the field. Uh-oh. And it's another personal foul.
Yeah, and we've had a lot of those so far, so that will extend the drive, negate the sack by Eli Black, who's been fantastic defensively thus far.
Yeah, and that really deflates your defense. They had a good thing going for them, got a huge third and fourth down stop, and now restart at first and 10.
No, they're saying it was after. They're saying it was after the play.
Oh, okay.
So it will, because the offense stayed out there for a second, and the Stripes thought they'd hang on to it, but no, after the play. So yeah, the unnecessary. Those are just killers, man. You're really handicapping your team. Go from taking over basically in field goal range to closer to midfield now at the 38. So it's going to be Kyson Randall back in, Bessemer Academy QBs. Going to hand off, but we had whistles pre-snap. That ball is given to Eli Wharton. And a false start makes it 1st and 15. So you've just lost 20 yards on penalties in the last
Wharton on the carry.
minute of real time. We saw an excessive amount of penalties the last time out, which is certainly to be expected in the Rising Stars game. You know, younger, less experienced players. But even here, I mean, it's got to be so hard to get a hard count down, get all of your stuff situated on when you're playing with guys that you haven't played with your whole life, you know?
Right.
It's one of those things that takes time to develop.
Yeah, and it's all about discipline.
And
Oh
there's
my
a
goodness.
fumble. And Randall is just going to be mauled at the line. That's number 24. Tyree Prejean getting to him. And we have another absurdly long second down on hand.
Yeah, you wonder if they'll make a change at the center position. A lot of substitution going on right now. I believe that's what's happening. But there's got to be somebody over there who can hit the quarterback in the hands. There must be something going on with the field down here. I don't know if the turf pellets are soaked in water or what, but they cannot hang on to the ball.
No, and you're handicapping your QB so much. You're putting him in a bad position. So after that, it's going to be Eli Black coming out under center for second and real long. Go end around handoff, and Turf Monster got him. J.R. Kennard falls behind the line of scrimmage, and loss of 2.
Yeah, and he was really trying to do too much with the ball there. He was bouncing around in the backfield with nobody within 5 yards of him. I mean, maybe you get excited. That might have been his first. I believe that was his first touch of the game. He wanted to do something crazy with it, but you've got to run like a normal human being when this turf monster's been eating everything alive today.
So if my math is correct, we've got 3rd and 29, give or take a yard or two. I am a broadcaster and not a mathematician. Eli Black under center with Kennard in the backfield. 2 receivers each side. From midfield. Black uncorks the ball. Deep shot. And it hit Isaiah Thompson in the hands, but good effort there by defender Tyler May to help knock it free.
Yeah, and if he pushes that ball just a little bit further to the sideline, puts Thomas, I believe, out of danger. But again, that ball, he took contact upon touching it. But the age-old saying, if you can get your hands on the ball, you got to catch it, right? So,
yeah, especially in a situation like that, chance to come out of the 3rd and 29 and somehow convert, that would have been huge. But instead, we've got another punt, and we'll take another very favorable bounce all the way. Is this going to keep going? to the 2-yard line. What a kick.
And he might be, again, I'm making another case. That's my MVP of the day. That's another great kick. This has been the most exciting thing to watch other than the countless fumbles.
Pedro Sabat is on one today.
He really
3
is.
punts, a 45-yard field goal. Just dominating this game. And it's got to be so demoralizing if you are this Stripes defense. You're getting stops, and then you're having a horrible field position because they can just boot it.
Every single time. And eventually it's going to come back and do something good for them unless the Stripes can do something on offense here, because if they are forced to punt again from within their own 20 or within their own 10, it's going to put the Stars in good field position, and they're going to have a chance to go down and kick another field goal or score another touchdown.
Absolutely.
Well, our first touchdown of the
Very
game.
critical, too. Even if you can just get one first down, right? Get a little bit. So we will have a
On the field.
timeout called. Not sure which coach called it. I believe it was the Stripes. Regardless, we will step aside for a minute. 11 minutes to go in this first half. We are back. Next level game one here in Gatlinburg, and defensive showcase. Simon, what's been your takeaway on these offensive showings so far?
It's just been a lot of, well, for the Stars, it's been a lot of bad snaps, terrible ball control. There was a forced fumble that the Stars caused by Eli Black. It's really been the change of the game. It's either bad field position or setting yourself up on a second or a third and long.
Well, as that happens, Noah Lee delivers a strike intended for Zach Pierce. He got a hand on it. The defender got a hand on it, Hunter Albright, and we have a flag.
More laundry.
I don't know where it was thrown. I'm trying to track it down.
It's thrown on the far side, believe, by one of the, I don't know who that would be.
Will be against the Stars, and that is a massive break for the Stripes, being able to get out of their own end zone.
Yeah, dig himself a little bit out of this hole here. But going back to what I was saying, so far for these offenses, I think it's just a lack in chemistry and ball security. It'll build going into the second half, right? We just got to get through this first half, get the shakes out, get the kinks ironed out, and maybe we'll see a few more deep balls hit. We've had some deep balls almost hit from the Stars, and there's been a lot of attempts for them going deep and trying to make a big play. But for now, you think they'll just stick to the run game. And
Well, I guess the flag was picked up because they remain at the 2-yard line. Lee has some work to do and get out of this spot. Quick handoff. Gonna run laterally, which is always a bit of a risk in your own end zone, and Nathan Dowdy
Eli Black on the tackle.
did not get anywhere. Eli Black was there to corral him. 3rd and 9 from the 3-yard line. This might be one where you just have to hand this ball off, get it out of there.
right. Get your punter a chance. Now, if they aren't able to get anything, the Stars have got a big chance to cause a huge play, whether with a return or with a blocked punt. A blocked punt would be huge right now.
This is one of the ones where I fully believe in just bringing the house on a punt from the own end zone, right? I think you do everything. And
Yeah, at least get that punter nervous. Make him shank one.
so Lee with Dowdy in the backfield. Out of the shotgun. 3rd down. Going to look to pass. Slant. Again, just put it a little too high.
And
For the
in, and,
receiver, Noah below.
Be 4th down.
in and out of the hands there.
Again, that's, receivers struggling to pull some stuff in. Not perfect balls, but ones that you really got to catch.
Yeah, and there was a Stars defender who jumped in front of the ball, didn't get a hand on it, but maybe threw off his line of vision there for a second. Now a huge opportunity for the Stars here to make something happen.
It's going to be Zach Pierce back to punt. He's had a couple receptions today. His last punt wasn't bad. And there's a lot of pressure on this kick, a lot of pressure on these blockers.
Yeah, I believe that ball was actually tipped on that most recent throw.
Pierce, kick is up. It's a high kick, and it takes a bad bounce for the Stripes there. Just, you know, it was a solid kick, and then just goes the wrong way. And now great field position for the Stars at the opposing 31-yard line.
Yeah, the Stars did a good job of sending pressure on the punt. They didn't get the block, but having all those dudes right in your face, it makes you nervous. It makes, you know, things not go as smoothly. And that ball, even though it was a decent punt, about a 40-yard punt, all in all, 45-yard punt, it still bounced backwards. And Stars have got a big chance to take a maybe 2-possession lead with a touchdown or extend their lead to 6. And Black stays in at quarterback.
Yeah, Eli Black, and he has been a beast defensively. Doing a lot, and going to run that same end-around give. And how about the running from J.R. Kennard? They ran it last drive, didn't work. This time it gets him a first down.
Yeah, and that time you saw Kennard plant his foot, get upfield, and make a huge gain.
Yeah, the turf monster was not claiming him again. We've got a player down for the Stripes, so we will step aside for a minute as he works his way off the field. See you guys in a few. Will Padsley, the Stripes player, made a very big play earlier in the game, is going to be able to walk off the field, wishing him all the best. As we see the Stars coming out for their offense, and it's been a strong drive so far. Starting in great field position, now first down from the 20-yard line.
Yeah, running out of the same set here. You wonder if they're going to let Eli carry the ball this time instead of handing it off.
And they won't give it to him, but they will change up the play, and it works like a charm. Sorry, I lost my notes. There's Micah Middleton getting it inside the 2-yard line.
Yeah, they ran that play to Kennard 3 times. Every single time they gave it to Kennard. This time they faked the sweep, handed off underneath, almost like a counter or a reverse type of deal. And he's able to, I mean, it was just a wide open hole. You could have drove a semi-truck through there. Beautiful speed, got the full speed, just wasn't able to get to the corner.
It's now a 2-score game. Could belong to the Stars if they can punch it in here. It's Eli Wharton in the backfield as Black is under center. Out of the gun. And he's going to take it himself. You called it, and he gets in. It's a 9-0 ball game as Eli Black punches it in for the Stars.
Yeah, and I believe now my MVP favorite is Eli Black. He has a forced fumble, fumble recovery, sack, and now a touchdown. Huge game for the young junior.
Eli Black rushed for 1,484 rushing yards this year.
As a quarterback.
That is absurd. 14 touchdowns on the ground. Meanwhile, 1,700 yards, 21 touchdowns in the air, just 5 picks. I mean, this guy's phenomenal. Oh, by the way, 75 tackles, 12 for a loss. Like, what can't this man do? Oh, and the PAT is going to be blocked, and they do blow it dead, which I very much dislike that rule in high school sports.
Yeah, talking about that earlier, I don't see why high school is the only level where you're not allowed to return either an interception, fumble, or a blocked extra point. Anything that happens on an extra point, whether it's a 2-point or just a 1-point attempt. But I don't see why they don't let them return it. It's honestly, it could be a huge 2 points, a huge 1 point in games like where it could really matter in a low-scoring affair or a high-scoring affair. It's still
Right. I mean, that's 2 points right there for the Stripes, and that makes it a 1-score game.
exactly.
If you're
I
allowed
mean,
to run it out. Plus,
Yeah.
I mean, it brings out the possibility of the ever incredible 1-point safety, which
not many know about that one.
is one of my life goals to one day announce a 1-point safety. First, we got to see one. I mean, we never get them, but
Oh, I've seen plenty of them in NCAA on the Xbox
ha,
when playing against my younger cousins on Christmas. 32, the kicker, the man, the myth,
he
the legend.
certainly has been all 3 of those things. Pedro Spot, despite the blocked PAT a second ago, is going to get it away, and it's a good kickoff. Well, short will be fielded cleanly. Trying to make something happen. He's going to reverse the other way. Here's Arnez Hurd. Trying to break free, but there were just too many defenders in the neighborhood. Hurd from Jacksonville Christian, along with his teammate quarterback Noah Lee, who's been out there. See the Stripes go out with under center this drive.
I believe that was Eli Black on the tackle again.
Wow.
Also, going back to you reading off Eli's stats, he missed a couple of games and played the national championship game with a stomach virus. Wow. That didn't, with a fever and a stomach virus. Right before kickoff, they didn't know if he was going to play, and he ended up being the MVP for that game.
Yeah, you were telling me he was out for 2 of Evangel's 3 losses, correct?
Correct, yeah. And I actually wasn't around. I was not able to watch any of those games, but from what I know, he is a huge difference maker.
And it's very much apparent on this field so far as there's the handoff, which is not going to go for much. Stripes continuing to struggle offensively.
Yeah, and we've seen constantly 11 wild dogs on this Stars defense flying to the ball, white jerseys everywhere, and they've been physical. You love to see that in an all-star game, man. Usually, if you watch the NFL Pro Bowl, it is an absolute snooze fest. But out here, these guys are playing like they mean it.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
You know, every single opportunity to get on the field is, you know, players understand what it means. You know,
Yeah.
and they understand that as an upperclassman, you only have so many more chances.
Yeah, a lot of these guys, this is their last game, not going to the college level.
So Lee, now scramble, throw on the run, and
In and out of the hand.
he's had a lot of balls that have been dropped today. This one intended for Caden Eddy. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 12.
Oh, these are the juniors. I'm sorry. I was not tracking that. These are all juniors out here. Last year, I don't know if there was a juniors only game. I know a lot of our juniors from my team played on the seniors game, so.
I believe there are some seniors out there.
Are there?
Yeah, I mean, like Jalen Venter's a senior. Fanning, the QB we saw earlier, is.
Yeah, and I wonder what happened to Fanning. He had a couple good throws earlier on in the game. Have we seen him since?
No, we have not. And he's got his helmet off just standing on the sideline. Maybe this was by design, him doing the first quarter, maybe Lee taking the second. I don't know.
Yeah, they're going to try and get all these guys a good amount of equal
Whichever
playing
one
opportunity.
deserves some reps here. So Lee, and yeah, that was
False start.
false start on
everybody but the center.
Yeah, just about everyone moved early.
Yeah, I believe every single referee out there just tossed their laundry out.
So we're officially at the halfway mark of the second quarter. 7:30 to play. Still 9-0. The Stripes have not had the best day at the office offensively, but Noah Lee looking to change that. This would be a pretty opportune time to make something happen. Otherwise, you're looking at punting it away again and giving the Stars another chance with excellent field position.
Yeah, they're going to have to pull something out of the hat here, showing up with a five wide set. 2 to his right, 3 to his left.
Well, if there's ever a time to go empty, right now is that chance.
Oh,
Well, 3rd and 18 just became 3rd and 23 as we had a couple receivers take off early.
must be very excited to try and convert this 3rd and quarter of a mile down the field. I mean, literally a quarter of the field.
Yeah. I'm almost wish we'd kept track of penalty yardage because I would be willing to bet that that the Stripes have more penalty yardage than offensive yardage this game.
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. And right now they're just beating themselves.
Yeah, right. You had 3rd and 13 a minute ago. Now it's 3rd and 23, and Lee is going to face pressure. He takes a shot. That was a massive hit applied by Drew Shepard.
And he came around that edge. Those Chambers guys, if you don't know about Chambers Academy, it's out in the middle of nowhere. It's a bunch of corn-fed boys from the country, and they play physical football. And we saw it there. He came around on the quarterback's backside and just really lit him up.
So once again, the punter is standing in the end zone to boot it away. Pierce gets it off cleanly. This one's actually a pretty good punt. Fielded back behind the 50, but he's got room to maneuver. And Rico O'Neal, the return man, is going to pick up about 7 yards. So yet another drive for the Stars is going to start in opponent territory.
Yeah, and if they can start capitalizing on these drives like they did the last time, things are going to get ugly here. They've got plenty of time. Clock is running, not too sure why, but they have plenty of time to really make something happen, extend this to a possibly 3-score lead if they are able to get the touchdown and 2-point conversion.
Yeah, right. We could be looking at a 3-score lead, and the Stars will have the ball to start the second half. So,
yeah, momentum's all on their side. Stripes are going to have to make a big play here. That's usually what changes games like this, is a big 1 or 2 big plays where momentum shifts, and the Stripes, I mean, this could all turn around very quickly.
here's the snap. And there's just a wide open man. Oh, what a hit applied by Preston Pruitt, but there was just a great connection. Murdich finding his man, and Medina is a little shaken up, rightfully so. That was a shot.
Yeah, probably got his bell rung, maybe got the breath knocked out of him a little bit there. Walking off under his own power. No timeout taken. Gain of 16 there.
Impressive job hanging on to that football. You don't get many opportunities to lay a hit that hard, and Pruitt, the free safety, was there to do so.
Yeah, and that's a free safety's dream.
Down to 5 minutes to go in this half. Snap Murdoch, hand off. Middleton powers through. They had him, and somehow he breaks free. Touchdown, Stars.
And he just kept them legs churning, bouncing off of tackles, blockers, anything in his way. He was not stopping him.
Look at this.
Beautiful
They had
run.
him by the leg. He kicks free, and it just runs right up the middle of the field.
There was no stopping. That was a determined runner there. That's what you like to see out here. There's a big play for you. A long touchdown run. I believe it was about 26 yards.
Well, this is one where I would strongly advise going for 2, right? Making it a 3-score game, but when you have a kicker like Sabah, why not kick it? His last PAT attempt was blocked.
Yeah, let the guy cook here. I mean, analytics would say go for 2, but you got a trusty extra point kicker here. Might as well.
He was good from 45 earlier. This would make it a 16-point game. And
Blocked
they
again.
get him again, but they pulled it up. What a maneuver by Rico O'Neal, the holder, recognizing what was coming, picking that ball up, and defense had no chance. So there's your 3-score game, 17-0.
And I was sure that was going to be blocked. You saw the guy run right up through the middle, but I mean, Rico again, great speed. Tried to hit a little bit of that Lamar Jackson stop right on the goal line. Watch the guy go flying by, but hey, he got the 2 points, and now it is a 3-score lead for the Stars here, led out by Coach Smith, Coach Clay Romano on the defense, both Evangel coaches. You know who the offensive coordinator is?
I've got the list of assistants, but the roles were not defined. We've got Clay Romano, Brian Wolf, Andrew Welch, and Bob Taylor as the Stars assistants. We're just unable to get clarity on who's doing what.
I believe Bob Taylor or Coach Tim Smith are most likely the one of them is the offensive coordinator. And it's, since that first quarter, these past few drives for the Stars team, they have been beautifully called. Great running.
Tim Smith is the head coach here. Tennessee Heat.
Tim Smith.
I'm sorry,
Evangel
Evangel.
Christian.
I'm mixing my coaches up, but Evangel, obviously a very successful coach for that program. Here's a return. Jalen Venter. Oh, and the turf monster got him, but he had a big gain beforehand.
And he had so much green grass. And you saw that he made one cut there, one quick cut, and it was just straight green grass for him. Kick team did a bad job of staying in their lanes, but Venter, I mean, man, if he doesn't make that one slip, there's a good chance that he's going all the way.
Well, you have a very big drive here. You're down 3 scores, knowing that the Stars have the ball to start the half. You have to, at the absolute very least, not set up the Stars to go score again before halftime, and then ideally you get something on the board, make it a 2-score game, head into halftime. Give yourself something to be happy with. As you know that both offenses are going to clean up even more in the second half. This is a very important drive.
Right.
There's the swing pass out to Pierce. He's going to pick up about 8 yards. Back in QB for the Stripes is Randall Fanning.
And that was a great throw by Fanning all the way across the field, throwing from the far hash. Hits the out route, and Pierce is able to turn up field, make one cut, one spin, and make this a very, very manageable 2nd and short. This is one of those chances, 2nd and short, close to the middle of the field. You take a shot, why not?
Absolutely, and especially when you have Venter in the backfield, right? You know that you have favorable odds on a 3rd and short if you go incomplete.
Yeah, and this is most definitely 4-down territory as long as you don't get any penalties, for crying out loud.
Penalties, and then the O-line needs to hold its own, which it struggled with at times, but this is a big play. And they will just give it to Venter, which he's going to turn that into a solid gain. You like the idea of taking a shot, but Jalen Venter is a phenomenal football player.
Yeah, and it's so trusty just to give the ball in that situation there. There was very, very good odds that he picks up that 1st down. Now you got 1st and 10 in the enemy territory, and you can do whatever you want here.
Are down to 3.5 minutes, so if you don't move fast and there are no rush at all here, time could become a factor. Venter has to come out as the helmet comes off on the play. We've burned 40 seconds since the last play ended already, so you got to be kind of mindful of that. Really, really could use some points here. It's going to be Fanning with Mallory in the backfield. 4 receivers out wide. Fake handoff. Has time. Delivers. Strike. That's what they've been waiting for. Wide open. Caden Eddy beat the defender. Untouched to the house. That is a massive play.
And he was just wide open down the sideline. Ball was thrown on a rope. Great catch. Great throw. Kind of failed on the celebration execution. He went to dunk on the goalpost and short struck it a little bit. However, we can look past that. He scored a touchdown. I'm big on the celebrations here. Earlier we seen the classic Dexter Lawrence from the Stripes. I believe it was one of the Stars defenders. But like I said, he really threw that ball on a rope. Receiver didn't have to break stride, didn't have to high point it. Fell right in the breadbasket.
Eddie caught as that PAT is good. Makes it a 10-point game. Eddie caught 51 balls, 704 yards, 5 touchdowns this year. Senior from South Lake Christian in North Carolina. He's a big target, 6'1", 170 pounds. He is a very explosive threat. Seen him targeted a bunch, struggled to hang on to the ball earlier, but there was no doubt about that one.
Yeah, he caught the one that mattered.
All is forgiven when you can do that.
Yeah, and now the Stripes have got a little bit more momentum. We'll see if their defense is able to carry it over.
Really, I mean, look, for how bad things looked for the Stripes early on, I think you'd be very happy about going into half down 10.
Right. And honestly, 2 minutes, 50 seconds, 3 incomplete passes, or maybe a couple incomplete passes, and they've got a chance to maybe put 3 more on the board, possibly 6 or 7.
Well, with the way this ground attack has gone for the Stripes, I'd be somewhat surprised if they came out trying to throw this football. Or the Stars, rather. There's a squib kick, and it's a good one. Field at the 5, a little hesitation as he tries, and there's a little bit of a lane for the return man, Rico O'Neal, who ran in the 2-point conversion a few minutes ago.
Special teams, special plays, special players. And now the Stars have got a chance up past the 30-yard line, close to the 35.
We just lost about 20 seconds on the clock after that return, which is something you got to tighten up in the second half as this game winds down. You should tighten it up all the time. But
saw a lot of that in the Rising Stars game. It'll
bleed on you. Well, shovel pass. Couple yards, and they forced him out of bounds. That's a big play. Arthur Marshall, the Patriot, was forced out after a gain of a couple. So clock, never mind, clock continues to run. Don't know if that's accidental or if they ruled him in bounds.
No, that's most definitely accidental. We saw this happen literally the entire Rising Stars game. There's been some negligence.
A really high snap. Lucky to corral it is Randall, although I don't think it'll matter as we have a false start.
Yeah, they're going to lose 5 anyways.
Flag on the play. After the flag, it'll be 2nd down and 13.
So I think going into half, I think the biggest adjustments each team needs to make, Stripes have got to tighten down on the penalties and just all the things they've done to shoot themselves in the foot, but mainly the penalties. And for the Stars, you got to be able to snap the ball in the shotgun.
Yes.
I mean, this is modern football. You can't go under center, run the wing tee, the double wing, the wishbone, whatever you want to run. You've got to be able to throw the ball and snap it into the shotgun. So,
and even with as much success as you've had with Carr, Middleton, these running backs, you can't rely on it.
Right,
and
eventually.
Kennard as well. Now, here's a interesting play attempt by Randall.
Yeah,
Had
it
to
was
throw it middle of the field.
looked to be somewhat of a bootleg bubble. He had the bubble route. He was rolling out, either run it or throw the bootleg. But over the middle, he had that in route. He just zipped it too hard, but he had an open man. If he would have put a little bit more touch on that ball and lowered the pass a little bit, would have been a catch for very close to a first down.
Well, now it's 3rd and 13, minute 38. You got to imagine you're calling a timeout after this play if it's a running clock, if you are the Stripes, and all of a sudden you got a chance to get this ball back and really flip this game with potential another score.
Yeah, and like I said earlier, it's been 1 or 2 big plays to shift the momentum. And I'm sure you can hear the crowd right now chanting defense, getting the crowd into it.
So Randall in the gun. Snap, fake handoff. Gonna chuck this ball, nearly picked off, will fall on the ground, and we have a flag in the backfield, which the Stripes appear happy about. Yeah, the Stripes do look happy about that flag. Refs believe this will be on the Stars, or believe this will be on the Stripes, rather, on the defense. And that is, so you cannot have that in this stage of the game. That'll be a free 15 yards. It'll move with the chains. You're getting the ball back. And now you've just extended the drive, brought him to midfield. Just
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, that was a late hit on the quarterback, roughing the passer. You
Yeah.
got to just pull it up. It's hard. You're playing aggressive football, playing with emotion out here, but you got to be able to have some sort of body control and not put your team in a even deeper hole. Clock is running.
Clock is running. You know, I've lost count, but that's either 4 or 5 unnecessary roughness, unsportsmanlike flags.
I believe it's been 4.
And how about this? Some trickery. Murdoch, throw, deep. Does he have him? No, but a flag. PI called. Pass intended for Hunter Albright. The Ezel Harding connection with both of those guys playing together, him and Murdoch.
Yeah, and that pass interference is going to move him into enemy territory. However, if I'm not mistaken, they threw a shuffle pass to a lateral, and then lateral to another deep ball. That's 2 forward passes in one play. That's a missed call by the refs.
Yeah, you see, because I thought something looked off about that play. I do believe you are correct.
I mean, I'm not a referee. I've played football, though, since I was in 3rd grade.
No, because that first shovel pass would definitely qualify as the forward pass. But when you're in a game like this,
yeah, let them play.
think-
It was a fun play. If it would have been caught for a touchdown.
my general rule of thumbs for all-star games is that if it's cool enough, it's allowed.
Yeah, right. I agree with that.
So Murdoch from the gun, backing up, throwing, and just a little too much on that for Arthur Marshall to corral. Under a minute to play, it'll bring up 2nd down.
And the clock is not running this time.
We got it right, 55.6 to play. The ever-important fraction of a second in football.
Yeah, I'm not sure how many timeouts the Stars have left, but you wonder if they'll go to something like a screen pass or a draw play here, something to make this field goal more manageable, because they can get up, extend their lead back to 2 scores, or extend their 2-score lead if they're able to kick a field goal here.
So from here it would be 57. We know that he can drain it from 45. So you got to imagine you get 10 yards, you're attempting it. You know, and it's crazy how quick it flipped from the Stripes potentially getting the ball back to now the Stars believe that they can add on to their lead.
And it's Black in the backfield again. This has been their power set.
So this implies that they are just trying to pick up a couple yards, getting Murdoch out, probably not throwing a deep ball here. Not that Black can't throw it. He's going to fake that little give and be stuffed at the line. And believe we'll have a timeout called.
Yeah, it's the same play Black scored on earlier, but that was in a goal-to-go situation, and I'm not a fan of the call. Maybe they tried to bust a seam there up the middle, but
You can only run in the same set so many times before the defense catches on, you know?
yeah.
I've watched a lot of offensive coordinators kind of abuse that, doing the same thing too much.
Yeah, I wonder if they'll give the ball to J.R. Kennard later on here out of that set. He had a little bit of success. Obviously, the turf monster ate him up, but he had a big gain earlier, a couple big gains, and they haven't gone back to him since they ran the counter that they got down to the 1-yard line on.
Yeah, you know, I wonder, like, we obviously don't know what the upper limit of Sabat's range is, but you'd have to imagine if you get it under 50, you're letting him take a shot at it, right?
I mean, might as well. If you're out of time, it's under 50.
So, you know, I almost maybe consider trying to run this football just up the middle and set him up for a long attempt. I don't know.
If I'm them, I'm running an RPO with a quick slant If you got the quick slant, take the quick slant. If you got the run, take the run, get the yards. They're going to be running it.
Yes, they will. With Black, he's going to go back to that set with Kennard, and you were completely correct. He gets the first down.
Yeah, they let the kid run again. He gets the first down, but they did stop the clock. Well, they called a timeout. They should have stopped the clock for the – oh, wait, no, that's not a – they're going to call him a yard short.
And that is a big swing. So now a timeout has to be called. And
Be fourth down, there's a timeout.
here I'd imagine you'd send him out for a kick, right?
Oh, I'm excited to see if he can drain this thing.
So this would be – last one was 45. This would be 48.
Yeah, last one was also from the right hash mark, and he was able to pull it closer to the left goalpost. You wonder if he'll do the same thing again.
I'm going to be really disappointed if we don't see him trot out here.
That's been the man today.
All I'm going to say is 2 45-plus yard field goals, and you're right back in the MVP race.
I agree with that. And, hey, there might be a couple scouts here today. That's a great look.
Yeah.
Despite having his extra point block, that's not on him.
I'm going to call up Kalen DeBoer after this game if he drains this.
Oh, please.
And it does not appear as though they're going to give him a shot at it. With the offense staying out there. Kennard and Black. Going to be the tandem in the backfield again. 39 seconds. So maybe they decided they need to pick up a little more. Have to imagine Black's keeping this ball. And yes, he is. Straight forward, Eli Black. And that's field goal range and more. He's still going to the 11-yard line. Clock stops for the first down with 30 and a half seconds to play. I'd imagine you go clock it here.
Yeah, and you wonder if those two blocked or nearly blocked extra points are influencing that call there to not kick it.
Now they're going to hand it to Kennard, and Kennard is going to walk into the end zone untouched.
And that has been their set.
That flipped so fast.
It did indeed. That's almost kind of like a double wing set, which used to be Coach Tim Smith's bread and butter. But it's like a double wing, except instead of the quarterback being under center and your tailback being right behind the quarterback, the tailback's in a three-point right next to the quarterback. Very interesting set, but it's worked phenomenally so far. And this actually might come from the Chambers coach. Eli Black's the long snapper. Oh.
Yeah, he's been out there the whole time. And like I said, what can't this guy do on a football field, right?
Right. But I do think that comes from Chambers because Chambers, they run a lot of counter plays. They are very, very effective at running counter plays, and we're seeing it here today. It's worked very well.
And this time, Sabat gets the kick off, no problem.
Beautiful.
24-7. It's a 3-score game, and that one has to hurt if you're the Stripes.
Yeah, you had them in 4th and short, and turns into two plays later. They're in the end zone.
Even before you had 4th and 13, and then you decide to hit the QB late. Like, it's just, yeah, a lot. We're going to go into halftime with momentum, down 10 points. Now it's a 3-score game, and you're going to have to get a defensive stop to start the half. Just a rough turn of events after what really looked like a glimmer of hope.
Yeah, I'll be excited to see what the adjustments are in the second half for the Stripes. I expect to see some very exciting plays in the second half, maybe some trickery, things of that nature.
I do as well. There are too many really talented players for us not to see them, right? I mean, there's so much fun stuff. As here's the squib. Be fielded at about the 30, and they'll go straight down with it. 17 seconds to play. Wonder how aggressive we get here. Yeah, you just connected on a deep ball a minute ago, right?
Yeah, you got to play it aggressive. Maybe hit him with the Johnny Manziel play, make him act like he's talking to the coach, and then throw him down the sideline. Something. Got to call something like that.
I mean, these kind of games are where you bring that stuff out. Trying to see if it is going to be Fanning or Lee out there. Fanning's had a lot more success offensively, and he will be the one for these final 17 seconds. From the
Stripes do have all 3
half.
timeouts. 3 5-second plays, give or take.
Yep. Fanning with Venter in the backfield. 4 receivers. Defense very far back. And it doesn't matter. The rush still gets home. Fanning brought down, and that may do it for your first half, as I think you take that as a sign to maybe let things go to break. 24-7 is your score. All Stars so far, and the Stripes really have to make some adjustments, get back into the swing of things. We thank you all for tuning in, spending your Saturday afternoon with us. Simon Stafford, I'm Theo Fernandez, and we will see you at the start of the third quarter.
Smith, Jacayla Hudson, and Cheyenne Romer. Twirlers, are you ready? Let's hear it for Twirlers!
Welcome back to the second half here in Game 2. Well, this is next level Game 1, Game 2 of our 3-game series here on Field 5. We've got 2 games going on over on the other field, 1 in progress right now you can check out, but we've got a fun day of football on tap, one of the best events of the year here on 8-Man Extreme. I'm Theo Fernandez bringing you coverage of this one with Simon Stafford, and we have the Stars team currently winning 24-7. Simon, walk our viewers through what you've seen in this first half.
So far, it's been the Stripes shooting themselves in the foot, and later on in the second quarter, and really all throughout the second quarter, the Stars were able to capitalize on every opportunity they got. They didn't force they didn't cause their own turnovers. They didn't give the ball away. Not a lot of penalties, but the personal fouls from the Stripes have got to stop, and it shows on the scoreboard. They've really been killing themselves. But we do not have a scoreboard right now. Sorry, I just realized that.
We will do our best to update everyone. And, you know, we had some technical issues earlier in the day, and, you know, now things are up and running, going great on the production side. Thankful for all the people who are making this broadcast possible on both fields. We've got an 11-man team in total today, and it is always a phenomenal time. Great way to end the season here on 8-Man Extreme. And right now, the Stars are on the verge of blowing the game open. You just scored a late touchdown with under 30 seconds to go in the first half, and now the Stars are going to receive this kick with the chance to go up. You're already up 3 scores. Could possibly make it 4, or I guess it would probably have to stay at 3 most likely, but you could extend the lead even more with another touchdown.
Yeah, and I'm expecting to see a ground and pound approach from this Stars offense. It's what got them where they are now. The run game from Kennard and Black, as well as the fullback in that old school split that they've had.
Here's Pierce to kick off for the Stripes. This ball is going to be muffed. It's on the ground and struggling to recover it, but O'Neal grabs it. Now O'Neal's off, trying to run. O'Neal has room. O'Neal has one man to beat. It's the kicker, Pierce. He gets by it. O'Neal is gone. Rico O'Neal to the house for the touchdown. What a play on a catch that was muffed. He picks it up. He's running around, and next thing you know, he's off to the races.
And shades of Deshaun Jackson, prime Deshaun Jackson, Eagles Deshaun Jackson, scrambling around for the ball, finds a lane, block set up, and he is just uses his speed. We've seen that many times this game, especially earlier on the failed extra point that he turned into a 2-point conversion. That kid can fly.
I'm a Giants fan, man. Why do you have to traumatize me with that name there? Deshaun Jackson, an incredible player, and Rico O'Neal, from the Swansea Tigers, with a massive play. And
Well, I feel like being a Giants fan is somewhat of a personal problem. They've been terrible since the Elon Manning days, but
yeah, I mean, it kind of consumes my whole
it's okay, man. I'm a Titans fan. I
whole
understand.
life. And we had a flag that I think everyone's kind of just realized.
Somebody just got ejected from the game.
Yes. Wow.
Are we tracking who that was?
So it's going back. Do you have any clue?
I'm looking around. It was on the Stripes. It was a player for the Stripes.
Oh, really?
Oh, wow. This is not the type of game you expect to see an ejection from. Man, you get invited here out of merit, your merit, and then you expose yourself getting ejected from the game, but you can't blame them, man. There's emotions, especially on a big play to open up the half.
Now, I didn't see any, scuffle or anything during the play.
Nah,
I didn't see it. It didn't look like it had in the
well,
makings.
me and you were following the ball here, but it could have happened somewhere, maybe a guy got blindsided or just got his bell rung and he didn't like it and said something to a guy. It's usually how it happens, and it's usually the second guy or the guy who responds. You know, usually if you're the one who throws the first punch, you're usually fine. But if you're the guy who reacts, you're usually the one getting in trouble. But very interesting to see
Ref's
see an
going
ejection.
over to talk to coach. It's on the kicking team, so it's on the stripes.
Both teams had a player ejected.
Or did they call the kickoff? Yeah, so they called the kickoff team back out.
This is very interesting. So are we going to throw the 20 seconds back on the clock, or what's the dealio here?
So Rico O'Neal's phenomenal kickoff return just got deleted from existence on the ruling.
Yeah, and Rico can thank his teammate for that. There was 2 guys ejected. Apparently there was some rolling around on the backside of that play. You hate to see it.
That's just, come on, in this game.
It's hard to realize, but it's really not that serious.
Still not really sure who the guys that were tossed were. But here's the re-kick. This one will be caught cleanly and taken to about the 37-yard line by Ethan Doe.
Maybe you should have let it bounce around a little bit. Maybe that's the key to success. But, I mean, aside from the players getting ejected, on that last kick return, you see that a lot. You know, the ball bounces around, the entire kick team gets down. You find one lane, you make one guy miss, or you find one little spot to squeeze through, and that happens often. Able to get a big return. Terrible that it gets called back. Feel bad for the kid. I mean, heck of a play, though. Got it on film, at least.
Yeah, right. The footage will always exist. And, you know, so many times those plays are just purely about chaos, right?
Love to see it. Hate the back end of it, though.
So it'll be Julian Murdoch back out there.
The big
very
man.
talented 3-star QB.
He is a very big quarterback.
Yeah, no, he is massive. I believe he's 6'2", 205. He's going to deliver that. Oh, right in and out of the hands of the free safety, Preston Pruitt, a name we've called a lot today. Nearly had the havoc play.
I don't know if he just didn't see the safety there. Pruitt, interesting call. The corner was in phase with that receiver, and then he still decides to throw it with the safety over the top. Risky ball. Maybe he had a little bit, his eyes were bigger than his mouth or something there. He had a little bit too much trust in his arm. I'm excited to see this man make a play. I heard a lot of talk about him.
Yeah, I have too, and we really haven't seen him, you know, uncork big bomb yet, but.
Yeah, well, most of this game he's been running around for his life in the backfield.
Yeah, and then most of the, you know, I think all 3 touchdowns came on the ground. It was Eli Carr led drive, or Eli Black led drives. And here's the dump off, and Doe is going to get a solid chunk of about 6 yards, bringing up 3rd and short.
Yeah, despite the physical play there by the defense, he was able to fall forward. Makes it a 3rd and very manageable. Call me crazy, but it's 4-down territory.
Yeah, why not, right? It should be.
Might as well run the ball, try and make this either a. There's a lot of things you can do here. I love situations like this.
You got a kicker or a punter who can pin them real deep, too, so that's
Right.
always something to keep in mind here. We've got to push that Pedro Sabat MVP propaganda, right?
Oh, yeah. Vote for Pedro.
I've already got the T-shirt printed. And there's the deep shot we were looking for up in the air, and I think that Dawson Sims just lost it in the sun. That was a missile that Murdoch uncorked.
That ball had about 55, 60 yards in the air. And it didn't really take that much effort from it. That was really just a flick.
Right, when he tossed it, I had no clue it was going that far.
Right, dude. I mean, he didn't even crow hop that thing. He really just, like it was a casual throw. It wasn't the most accurate throw, and maybe the receiver was just caught up. The receiver had to turn his head and try and going from left to right. It's difficult for a receiver.
Yeah, it's a hard one to track down, especially, you know, when you're with a QB who you haven't caught before, you know.
Yeah, and it's difficult for a QB. What's going on here? There's a lot of racket.
I don't know what this situation is. Maybe a timeout was called? No, the refs are talking too.
They have got,
Do we have more extracurriculars here that I'm missing?
there's 6 Chambers players out there right now.
Wow.
There's been a lot of chippiness from the refs, from what I'm hearing.
So both
And the
teams.
refs are having a conversation with them right now, cooling them down.
It's a good time to go in and take control of this game and maybe remind the players why we're playing here today.
Yeah, this game's supposed to be for their fun.
And the flag is thrown. What happened now? And the Stars try to go hurry up, but you can't go hurry
might be a
up.
flag
when
on the
you threw a
coach.
Flag, yeah, that's what it looks like because they were talking, and then the ref threw it.
Eli Black is saying move the chains. I believe they called it a
That's presumably an unsportsmanlike conduct on one of the coaches. This is not what we ever expect to see in this game. And
Yeah, they called that unsportsmanlike conduct on the Stripes coach.
wow.
That's one way to lead a bunch of young athletes.
Well, Eli Black is going to give the handoff to his man Kennard, who's had a great deal of success, and that's about probably the 9th or 10th time we've seen that same exact look all game.
Yeah, and they can keep running it because you never know when they're going to flip it around and run it the other way underneath on
Yeah,
the counter.
we saw Middleton score the first touchdown of the game off that. It was the fake and then give to him, and he just took
No,
it
no, no,
26.
that was Black who scored that first touchdown.
Well,
Middleton got down to the 1.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, Middleton got real close, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, they have all these, and they have the play to Black, the play to Middleton, and then the play to Kennard. It's really all you need. These guys can't tell where they're going to go.
Well, now it's Murdoch back out there. Defense shows blitz, and he throws that screen a little behind his target, and doesn't matter. It's hauled in by Isaiah Thompson.
That was a good job by Isaiah there. Had to spin all the way around. He was facing backwards when he caught the ball. Immediately turns upfield. Makes it a 3rd and very, very short. I'm surprised he didn't get closer to the marker there.
Yeah, that seems like a far spot, considering he hit the pylon on his way, or he hit the chain on the way out of bounds. So 2 minutes into this very eventful 3rd quarter. Murdoch has time, delivers, end zone. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. It's hauled in, Dawson Sims, and there's a Stars touchdown.
There's the big play we've been waiting to see all day. Sims climbs the ladder. 2 men in coverage there. I believe 51 is a linebacker. That was a bit of a mismatch, but again, Pruitt was there to help out. And that is just great body control, athleticism, shows it all off there. And great job to come down with the ball.
I mean, that's just exceptional tracking. You know, Murdoch put it a little short, right? Like, which was surprising, and just incredible grab, man. So after the kick return touchdown was called back, they end up getting a touchdown the old-fashioned way. This would make it a 24-point game, although we've seen a lot of pressure on the kicks, and there's another one.
Extra point is blocked. That makes
So right now the Stars' mission is make an adjustment on the extra points, and for the Stripes, they're kind of in a we need a major change right now.
Yeah.
Quote from Leonard Skinner there.
You're 1 for 3 on extra points, are the Stars, and then on one of them they had to just pick it up and run because it was busted. So 4 extra point attempts, only 1 went successfully. We'll step aside for a minute as the Stripes look for a response. And we are back for the kickoff as this ball's going to be booted and fielded at around the 7-yard line. Stripes looking for an answer. They had some daylight on the return, but big tackle is made, bringing down Arnez Hurd. And who but Eli Black on the tackle?
This dude's been all over the place, and I played with him last year while he was simply just a sophomore, and he was, I believe, second or first on the team in tackles. He is insane at this game, at this level. It's so fun to watch him. I've known him and his whole family coming up. Super humble guy, too. You would not know he is a star football player if you were just to meet him on the street, start talking to him. You got to give it a lot of credit to his parents and his coaches on that one.
Yeah, we said it earlier, but, you know, in addition to 3,100 yards of offense, 35 total touchdowns, he had 73 tackles, 12 for a loss, and did that in, you know, with missing time. Just sensational, but this is about now or never for the Stripes, needing a response. Venter in pass protection. There's a cross screen, which is going to be dropped. So it's Fanning back out at QB. They've had some success with him out there. He threw that lone touchdown to Caden Eddy.
Yeah, and if he's able to step into that throw a little bit more, put a little bit more zip on it, that play they had there, wide open receiver. I mean, there was a safety crashing down, but if he makes that one safety miss, he's either going up the sideline or cutting up the seam, and he's got a long way to go, but a lot of room to go. A lot of room to make it happen.
This has been an insanely long 2 minutes of game time with everything that has happened to start the half, but now we should be getting into just normal, all-American football.
Yeah, I'd like to give a lot of credit to the guy running the scoreboard right now. It's probably a headache.
How about the double handoff here? And it will not lead to anything. It looked cool, but Zach Pierce is going to be brought down behind the line of scrimmage, bringing up 3rd and long.
Yeah, that was another example of gang tackling by this defense. They're playing as a unit out here. I'd hate to play against – if this was a high school team, this would be a nightmare to play against on the defensive side of the ball.
You don't have to say that twice. I mean, the swarm has been impressive, right? Like,
right.
Everyone is going to the –
They're rallying their mic right now. The commander-in-chief of that defense is Eli Black. He's been the leader for them today, and he was in on that tackle again, but many, many bodies. And it's – those Chambers boys and Eli, I mean, you can't give him any more credit. Great athletes.
So 3rd and 15. Back at the 26. Fanning takes the snap. Fanning has to step up as the play collapses. Flag on the field and intended for Caden Eddy. Bounced out of his arms. And this penalty will be against the offense, so.
Yeah, you see that happen a lot. Quarterback rolling out, pocket breaks down. You usually see a holding on those plays.
Yeah. Just hard to hold your positioning, and not the offensive start to the half that you envisioned, you know, having to punt it away already.
And I believe the holding was on one of the Chambers linemen, Drew Shepard. So that just shows you the impact that they can have on a game even when they're not making a tackle.
You've called Shepard's name probably more than any of the other guys in the trenches, as he's had himself some game-altering.
Yeah, he's quick.
moments.
He's powerful off the line. Now, you'll notice one thing. I don't want to be biased here, but a lot of the guys on that Stars team are from Alabama.
Yes, now they are.
Where'd that kick go?
The kick is very high, and Stripes just can't get the good bounces. Oh, it might have hit a player, but I believe the Stars, yeah, they were able to land on it. It was Bryce Modling from another Chambers guy following on the ball after that could have been a much needed
turn of events.
Yeah, that would have been very huge for the Stripes team. Well, you're just about in position to deliver what would be a knockout punch here for the Stars.
Yeah, and you can almost expect it coming the way this offense has been playing. Now they do have a new quarterback in. That's the one thing about these all-star games. You keep the players rotating. Not all the momentum's there from the last drive for their offense.
Number 54, Nathaniel Wilson, being walked off the field for the Stripes. Not sure exactly what that's about, but Here's the QB keeper for the Stars, Kyson Randall, the Bessemer Academy kid. He's going to move the chains.
Yeah, and he's shifty, man. You saw he turned a lot of form tackles into arm tackles. You know, sometimes you're going to hate on the defense for making arm tackles, but when a guy moves out of your way so quick, it's hard to get in front of him. And he turned a 6 or 7 yard gain into a 12 or 13 yard gain there.
So 1st and 10 as we're 4 minutes into this quarter. It's going to be Randall back again with Middleton next to him in the backfield. Takes a snap, fake handoff Middleton. Throw that swing pass out, and there's plenty of room. 1st down, Isaiah Thompson moves the chains.
Yeah, and he was all alone over there on that sideline. I believe your best quarterback wanted to take off with it there, but
Wisely recognized what he had, right?
yeah, that was a run pass option, RPO there. And he kind of just stood there at the line for a second. He was like, should I take this myself or should I throw it out there? It's kind of an awkward situation.
Randall is 6'2", 165 pounds. Junior, so he's got another year.
Yeah, he's light on his feet. You can definitely tell.
He can move and high snap. And oh, that ball's out, but Middleton, luckily for the Stars, is there to fall on it. And do we have a flag?
Yeah, I don't think he was ever able to corral that high snap in.
Yeah, announcer announced a flag. I don't think we had one. Randall threw for 1,584 yards, 12 touchdowns, 8 picks. Not much of a runner. Completed about 52% of his passes, so definitely a lot of room to grow, but also has shown some good things so far. Once again, a fumbled snap. This time the stripes are there.
And I believe out of all the fumbles from the Stars, that is the first time the Stripes have been able to fall on it.
And there have been a lot. Garrett Hatfield, the Cincinnati Eagle, who a lot of Cincinnati landmark Eagles here. We talked about it last game, but they started their season here in August with a win over the Cabarrus Stallions, and Hatfield played a very big role in that game, and he recovered the fumble, but he does have to be helped off the field after that one, so hoping he's okay as he's escorted to the sidelines.
Yeah, I think he got hurt on his celebration there. He popped up all fired up, and he might have landed wrong off a jump.
Oof. Wishing him the best as, you know, that's a much-needed swing. Randall Fanning has to deliver offensively for this team now. Fanning with Venter behind him. Actually, I apologize. That's not Venter. That is Mallory. Sutton Mallory picks up a couple. Slow move in third quarter. A lot of start and stop here.
Yeah, and you can imagine if the Stars get the ball back again, they're going to try and run this clock out. But good job by the defense. There was a big hole there. O-line did a great job clearing the hole in the trenches, and then I believe that was number 2. I believe he's a slot corner or a kind of a nickel position. Comes up and makes the hit. Forces just a gain of 3.
It was number 2. That's actually Kennard, believe it or not, who's doing all that work running the ball.
Solid game from Kennard.
Yeah. Here's the snap. Hand off Mallory. Can he beat on the outside? Yes, he can. First down for the time being, but there was a flag that I believe will be on the defense. So first down should be upheld.
Yeah, that time Kennard got beat around the end, and it's a holding on the offense.
And, yeah, I mean, the Stripes fully thought it was going against the Stars, but they continue to shoot themselves in the foot. I mean, you're obviously not expecting the most disciplined, clean game of football in a game like this, but things have gotten a little ridiculous on the penalty front. You know, between the penalties and the fumbles on both sides, there's been a lot of sloppiness.
You are correct on that. Yeah, there's not. I didn't think it was going to be on the defense there. Unless it's an offsides or a personal foul, there's really no penalties that can get called on a defense during a run play like that.
Yeah, which is maybe it's just the offense trying to wishful thinking, right? But now the job becomes harder on 2nd and 17. Quick throw, screen, and this is actually going to work out pretty well. Getting back 10 yards is Noah Belote, setting up 3rd and about 7.
They've had a lot of success throwing the ball on the outside today,
Yes.
but you just haven't seen them go back to it because you can only call it over and over. And between not having any run game and all the penalties, they really haven't had a chance to run the ball so much because they've been in such long distances. I would have loved to see more of Venture, more of Mallory out here running the ball. We just haven't gotten to see it yet.
Yeah, now it's kind of rough because you're at the stage of the game where you can't really lean on Venter the way you probably, if you'd implemented that better from the jump. You got to find ways to get your best players involved, obviously. And I'm looking for another deep shot to Eddie. I mean, he had that play where he completely got past everybody. I'm waiting for them to try to go back to that. So here's the give. Mallory swallowed up by defenders, and don't love that play call on 3rd and long.
Maybe try to make it. They know it's 4-down territory. Maybe they were just trying to make it 4th and more manageable.
Did not fool the defense, so now it goes from 3rd to 4th, and you have 7 yards to gain. Got to get it to the 40. He got set up in a really good spot with that recovered fumble. Now the offense has to deliver. Venter in the backfield, fanning at QB. Shotgun snap. Clean throw, and that's just overthrown for Eddie, who tried to run a little comeback route, and that was in and out of the hands of Weisbecker. So that will be a turnover on downs. Weisbecker had a lot of room if he'd picked that ball off. Probably started looking and thinking about the return and kind of took his eyes off the ball, but will be good field position for the Stars.
Yeah, Weisbecker had a big hit earlier in the first quarter, if you remember that. That was literally on the first play of the game, I believe. He hasn't made much of an impact today, but a couple plays like that, you're having fun.
So back in at QB is the recruit Murdoch. And wow. They're offsides, and then they're
I believe that
pushes the
offsides was
defender.
personal there.
Certainly looked like it, but 5 yards all the same, right? Might have sold the fall a little bit after the hit, might have leaned back a little more than he normally would.
Hey, if football doesn't work out, there's always acting.
Oh, yeah.
Well,
And-
we go forward, we go back. We're out here riding the seesaw.
Yes, we are. I really would be curious on what just the total penalty yardage on both sides is, including we've had 2 times where they've been offsetting unsportsmanlike.
There might be more penalties than points if you add both teams together. Maybe close. Maybe close.
Yeah, that's not a crazy statement right now. So Murdoch back to 1st and 10, takes the snap, rifles it in. It's caught, but surprise, there is a flag on the field.
He really did rifle that thing in there. That was a Aaron Rodgers-esque sidearm.
And 1st and 20 now as there's another holding on the offense.
Flag on the field.
He really, it's been weird because Murdoch hasn't had a ton of opportunities to just work a normal passing game, right? It's been a lot of tailored towards deep shots, but you really see the accuracy, just the ability to get a ball in there on a play like that.
And he has a cannon,
Yes.
even on the sidearm.
You know, it's no wonder why they're taking these deep shots. And here's going to go for a screen to Ethan Doe, who's brought down basically at the line of scrimmage, going to bring up 2nd and long. 2nd and about 21.
Finally 2nd down.
Yes.
We ran 3 plays, and it was still 1st down.
Approaching the 5-minute mark in this 3rd quarter. Only had 7 points scored this period. So Murdoch out of the gun. And there's a false start. We've had 4 penalties in about the last 2 minutes of real time now. We'll make it 2nd and 26.
And it's been this new hard count that the Stars have been running. They have gone on it too, literally every single play, and there's either been a false sides or a false start, an offsides, a holding. I don't know if that affects anything. Man, this is just so intriguing to watch. I feel like
And whoa. Correct me if my math is wrong, but that is more than 5 yards.
yeah, it'll make up for a 2nd and half the length of the field.
Yeah,
oh, there's a
so
personal
There
foul.
was certainly
Yeah.
another one of those, which I've lost count of how many 15-yard penalties we've had. So Murdoch has to go about 40 yards now. And he somehow survived that first hit, but he will eventually be wrestled to the ground. Really strong effort by it was Tyree Pergen, which will make it 3rd. And I don't even want to do this math.
I think it's about 3rd and 50 right now. I kid you not.
No, I mean, that is. So they're at what, the 8-yard line, and the line to gain is
The 43. So
3rd
42,
and 53.
49. It's 3rd and 49.
Oh, you're probably better at math than I am.
I was
Yeah, that
homeschooled.
sounds right.
Yeah. That homeschool math really works great.
Yeah,
3rd in Chattanooga. Went
Wow.
from 2nd in Sevierville to 3rd in Chattanooga.
This would be a pretty awesome conversion. Snap.
Not much.
He's got
pass rush.
time. Can Murdoch find something? Defense closing in. Murdoch has to just throw it away.
That was such a letdown. I thought something crazy was going to
I
happen.
was ready for something to open up, and just nothing did. Now, when you have 8 guys back in coverage, you know, it's going to be hard to break free. I want Murdoch to at least, you know, you may as well throw it up, right? It's basically a punt if you get picked off.
Right. Well, now we get to see the man, the myth, the legend, one more time for the punt. And he's got a chance to really show off his boot, that golden leg.
If he can even get it to the original line of scrimmage, that would be a good punt.
Yeah, that would be an over 50-yard punt if he can get it back.
This is one of the drives of all time right here.
One of the drives of all time. Yeah, you're 100. This is definitely a drive. I mean, the punt returner falls forward, and he's almost in field goal range.
Dude, I'd bring everybody right now if I wouldn't even cover the 2 guys out there at receiver. I mean, you barely need to. And that's a safety. Yeah, that is what the Stripes needed. I mean, steal a free 2 points there, and snap just goes a little high. Didn't catch if it was Eli Black on the long snap. He's been doing it most of the game. But
yeah, he shot that thing. One of his few mistakes this game. I was gonna say though, if they were to send the house on that punt, I can almost guarantee it would be roughing the kicker. And then it would be 1st down. They'd convert the 4th and 50.
that's a good point.
Would have been
So-
quite cinematic.
That'll make it 30-9. That's basically, you know,
It's a 3-score game,
yeah, 21 points.
and it's still 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
You know, you go down and you have a touchdown drive here, and we're talking about this game much differently than we were a couple minutes ago.
Yeah, we were talking about a finishing drive a minute ago, and now it's looking like it's going to be a chance for the Stripes to get back into it if they can get their helmet strapped on tight and not have any dumb mistakes here.
Yeah, I mean, at the very least, you'd expect that their drive goes better than the Stars' drive did, you know. That would imply that they don't lose 40 yards, which I think they can probably manage.
I mean, honestly, what's worse? An interception, a fumble, or so many penalties that it becomes 4th and 50?
I think that's made so much worse by the fact that you end in the safety, too. You know, that makes it almost exponentially worse.
They literally walked themselves back so far
You go
into
from
the safety.
midfield to a safety. Like, you don't see that.
No, and there's a lot of stuff we've seen today. We've seen 2 players get ejected in an all-star game, and 4th and 50, and then the safety. Saw a kick return get called back.
Coach penalty. 45-yard field goal. You don't see that often in a high school game.
No, not at all. Now I'm expecting a streaker or a squirrel or a cat or something to get on the field.
You never know what's going to happen in Gatlinburg, right?
I mean, yeah, maybe a bear will come out here.
Fantastic place.
Maybe that's what the Stripes need, a bear to run the ball for them.
So
Wouldn't be surprised if that defense wouldn't swarm on them, though.
Oh, yeah, I mean, they're playing with no fear, right? The bear would probably get penalized. Here's the run to Mallory, who's going to get hit at the line, and words were exchanged as just the chippiness in the trenches continues, but it'll be 2nd and 10.
That was number 9 again. Eli Black.
Eli Black on the stop. It'll be 2nd down.
Eli Black is almost certainly the leading tackler here. I don't think anyone's close. You got the fumble.
I think
a lot of really good things.
It might be too early to tell, but he should be the MVP front runner for this game.
A lot of football to be played still.
Yeah, it feels like we're halfway through the 4th quarter. We really should be. Uh-oh.
He had time for a second. Now he's getting closed in on and going to try to hit Mallory, and just with the defenders closing in, throwing off the back foot. Hard play to make there.
If he would have gotten sacked there, it would have been 3rd down and another 3rd and extremely long. That's been the story of this game, has been the very, very overly long 3rd and 2nd downs.
3rd and 10 feels like 3rd and short right now with the way this game has gone.
Right.
So 2:50 to play in what has been one of the longest 3rd quarters I've ever watched.
Yeah, it's almost like we got commercial breaks out here. Like trying to watch a game of Monday Night Football before the 4th quarter, except instead of commercials, it's penalties and random things happening. There's a car alarm going off right now as well.
I was wondering what that noise in my ear was. Okay, that explains it. So 3rd and 10 should be a pretty crucial conversion, I'd say. Not knowing how many more chances you're going to get in this game, as he will be brought down, and it has been a phenomenal football game for Drew Shepard.
Yeah, he's been the top dog in the trenches so far today.
I think he now has 3 tackles for a loss with that one. Just providing constant pressure on the edge. Chambers Academy had themselves a very good player in Shepard this year.
Yeah, and he is a junior, I believe, right?
So he does have another year, and I don't know what his plans are post high school, but he certainly looks like someone who, regardless of what level of college football, could play in some capacity.
Right. He's a high motor player too. He's been all over the field, mainly in the backfield, and he's usually in the backfield.
So
fairly quick.
Pierce out there to punt. This is a high kick, and it's actually was a good kick at first. And you know, Pierce just hasn't gotten those bounces. He's had a couple kicks that started out promising, and then Stripes fortunate to down it right on the first bounce, because that was going to roll a couple yards back the other direction. So
right, and that punt had about 40 yards of distance through the air, but like you said, just bounces the wrong way every single time.
Again, it is a Jeep with Alabama plates parked in handicap parking.
If you are watching in your car right now and you have a Jeep with a handicap parking tag, please go turn your car alarm off.
Somebody will get that addressed. It's part of the atmosphere here at the stadium. Actually have a very solid turnout fan-wise, you know. We mentioned it last game, but all the fans are seated on this side, so I know it looks empty in those far bleachers, but trust me, we have both cheer team. I guess, you know, everyone's on the same team cheer-wise. Anyway, there's the hit, and that ball is out. That ball's out, and I think the Stripes got it. Yes, they did. Turnover, and I got caught sleeping at the wheel announcing, and next thing you know, there's a turnover.
Finally, the Stripes make something big happen. Now, that's not the first time they've had a fumble recovery, forced fumbles. Their defense really hasn't played terribly. They've had a lot of opportunities to turn the ball over. They've just recently started taking advantage of them, but now we've got to see the Stripes offense capitalize on this. You can't keep getting the ball handed to you in plus territory and just doing absolutely nothing with it.
Minute 35 to play. Chance to make it a two-score game. Getting it right at the 30. We've got Fanning standing at QB. Venter next to him in the backfield. Trips at the bottom of the screen. One receiver solo at the top. In the gun. Snap. Steps up. Getting pressured. But Fanning has time. He's going to chuck this ball, and I believe that the intended target, Bowers, was out of bounds.
And he was there for it. I'm surprised he wasn't able to haul that in. It was ball was thrown on a rope on the run. Good throw by Fanning there.
Yeah, Bowers just lost track of his footing. He'd stepped out of bounds before the ball came to him. So.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was just nothing he could do there.
And it's hard to control your body as a receiver there on the sideline. But you said he stepped out before he caught it. That's illegal touching.
The one penalty that isn't thrown today, apparently.
Well, there's been the illegal touching and the illegal forward pass. These refs, man, they need to start throwing the flags more. Let's hope not. I'm kidding.
Is it possible to throw them more? Not that they haven't been warranted penalties. You know, they've all been. Haven't been phantom calls or anything. Fanning takes a quick screen pass out. Trying to make something happen in space, and that was Noah Below, who had himself a solid gain, making it 3rd and about 4.
Yeah, great footwork there. Able to cut up field, make Eli Black miss there. Really made Eli look silly. Went flying. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to gain much more than 7 on that play. But 3rd and short, they've got a chance to. Again, I'm saying you go to the end zone here, and then.
I agree, because you got Venter. You have the ability to pick up the first down on 4th, you know, or at least have a solid chance at it. I really like this. Really like Eddie out on an island. And will this be first down or 3rd and 7? It will be 1st and 10. I was waiting to see if the defender was drawn off sides, but that makes life easier for the Stripes.
I really hope we have a penalty count for this game.
This is just absurd. This has to be one of the sloppiest games I've seen. Refs got to be tired of having to throw those flags, man. Arm's going to be sore tomorrow.
Yeah, they're going to need an ice bath after this one for sure. It hasn't been bad officiating. Don't take anything away. These refs have been making the right calls. It's just been sloppy play.
So Fanning now going to step up, going to escape. And that ball got knocked out? No, but Black was there to make the tackle. Saw that ball bobble a little bit, but Fanning was able to reel it in. And that will be the end of what was quite literally a 50-minute 3rd quarter. We've been here a while, and we are down to our final 15, 30-9. But the Stripes are knocking on the doorstep, looking to make this a competitive game. Let's see if they can close the gap when we return.
500 followers on YouTube on there.
And welcome back. Fourth quarter here. I'm Theo Fernandez, joined by Simon Stafford in a penalty-laden football game, but a football game that could become very competitive right now. What have you seen from the Stripes offense as they try to get themselves into the end zone, Simon?
They've had a lot of success throwing the ball from sideline to sideline, whether it's been on out routes, hitch routes, things like that. That's when their bread and butter, if they've had any bread and butter this game. They've been a little bit hungry. But I wouldn't be surprised here if they call something like a fade route going to one of these corners of the end zone. I think they have the receiver to cornerback matchups that they want. I say they go for it. I'm not a football coach, though, so I don't know what we'll see here, but I'd expect a outside throw.
Yeah, and a lot of it has been the protection issues, Fanning not having a lot of time to make plays, but when you get those opportunities, you really have to take advantage of them. We know Eddie's a very talented, speedy receiver. Noah Belot's had some success in the short game. Let's see what they go to, and they will go to Venter, who's just swarmed at the line and will be tackled at the line of scrimmage, making it third and about 5.
Yeah, first guy back there was Eli. Eli Black and Venter, they have just been all season long. They've had the national championship game where they went blow for blow in that game all day or all night long, really, and now today you see it there. Lots of physicality. I love watching the Stars defense play. And it's I have a little bit of bias. It's coached by my old defensive coordinator, but he's a great defensive coordinator, and you can see it today in the play that they've had.
So third down in what is very obviously 4-down territory, no matter what happens on this play.
Yeah, you've got to be able to protect Fanning here, give him some time to throw.
With that, knowing it's 4th down or knowing it's 4-down territory, I wouldn't be surprised if Venter gets it, but Fanning will look to throw, and that pass is just high. Overthrew Pierce, and that'll make it 4th and 5. You got to convert here, plain and simple.
Yeah, and you can tell Fanning's shaking. He got the ball out in 3 seconds there, but the way his body language was showing, it looked like he was nervous. He was ready to be hit, despite having all the time he needed in the pocket to set his feet.
Noah Lee, the other quarterback, left the game with some kind of injury. He's got ice on his wrist, so might have taken a shot or something. Doesn't look too bad, but he does have his helmet off with the bag of ice. So don't know if we'll see him again the rest of this game. It might just be Fanning all the way.
Yeah, there's no point in playing Matthew Stafford broken collarbone ball here. You might as well just let him sit, let Fanning play. This game isn't worth making a bad hurt.
All right, the 4th down. Fanning snap. Quick throw to Eddie. Did he have the yardage? I believe he did.
About by a yard. There it was.
Good play design. Good job just getting the ball to your man. There was no hesitation on that. That's what I liked, especially knowing the pressure that he's been facing. I feel like Fanning might take a little too much time, gotta just be confident in your throw sometimes.
Yes, it looked like something clicked there. He set his feet. He knew he had time. Like you said, good job throwing that ball with confidence and stepping into it.
Especially when you're in the red zone. Like, that nothing's going to open up downfield when when you're capped off. So I like it. Venter giving the ball. And it took 3 defenders. He almost broke free, but they did bring him down. You don't see Venter get contained like this. You don't see this happen often.
No, not at all. He's especially behind an all-star line like this. But again, they're going up against an all-star defense that would be an absolute nightmare at any level of high school ball to play against. But again, it was Black in the backfield flying up, meeting him in the gap.
It's funny. Like, these are players who've but taken advantage against weaker defenders and weaker, opponents all year, where there's always a weak link in the team you're playing. That doesn't exist in this game.
Right.
So Fanning on the run. He's got Pierce, and Pierce is in the end zone. Second touchdown of the game for the Stripes. And this one makes it a 2-score contest.
They went to the outside like expected there. Threw the ball. That thing rode the rope all the way out to Pierce's hands, and can't ask for a better throw from your quarterback Fanning there. Looks like he's building a little bit of confidence here in his line. The line played much better in those last 3 or 4 plays outside of the Venter run.
And you look at the way that this Stars offense has looked lately. This is a ball game now.
You're 100% correct. They've got a chance to close this lead.
PAT is off cleanly and good. 30-16 is your score. This is a 14-point contest with 12 minutes to go. Stripes got the momentum. They got the game within arm's length. Can the defense get the stop? We'll find out in a minute as Pierce prepares to kick it off. We'll be back in a second. We're back here in Gatlinburg. Final 12:23 to go. And what would you attribute the struggles of this Stars offense in the second half to, Simon?
Well, that last series we saw there by the Stripes offense, they had a very good job moving down the field. We haven't seen that a lot from the Stars since really the second quarter, where they were able to drive down the field, running the ball, ground and pound, consistent 3 to 4 to 5 yard gains.
And I do believe the Stars are getting backed up 15 yards. We saw them hit one of the Stripes defenders out of bounds. Late flag was thrown, and it'd been a while since we'd had one of those. We were due, right? Probably the longest stretch of clean football we'd seen, although maybe it was picked up because I don't think they're backing them up.
Yeah, they got the ball at the 35. That's where they're supposed to be after a kick out of bounds.
Maybe the flag was for that. The ref looked at the a Stripes player get hit out of bounds and threw the flag, but presumably it was just for the kick. Here's Black, and they go up the middle this time. I think a lot of people thought it would go to Kennard. Instead it went to Horton, and it'll go for 6 yards.
If the Stars want to put this game away, it's very difficult to have a 12-minute drive, but that's the way to do it. 6 yards per play, you'll be in the end zone, and there will be no time left on the clock as we come down below 12 minutes left to go in this fourth quarter. And they're coming out in that big, heavy set. Love to see it. Power football, old school football.
Yeah, and I don't know if it probably took away Murdoch's green light to throw. He's on the sidelines for this drive, and Black just knows where to go with this ball. There's another first down. This one from Micah Middleton.
I believe that was Kennard, wasn't it?
No, it went to Middleton, I think. Yeah, 7. Kennard had it fake to him. So down under 11 and a half to play, just about at midfield. And I would not expect a lot of passing this drive, as you discussed a second ago.
No. They've got to keep the ball on the ground. And they've had success in it all day long. Without the penalties, they are definitely way more successful on the ground than through the air. Now they did have that one jump ball at the end zone.
Shotgun for Black, who takes it himself, cuts up field. He's got another first down, moving the chains before being finally brought down by, I believe that's Sutton Mallory, who we've seen at running back earlier this game.
Eli Black on the carry, stopped by Mallory. That's good enough for a first down, Stars.
So another first down has him at the 40, knocking on the door of field goal range with the success that you've had kicking the ball, Pedro Sabat, and field goal would make it a 3-score game, which would just about ice it. So it's put up or shut up time for this Stripes defense.
And it's definitely no easy task to just tell them to go out there and stop this run game, because right now they're running it to perfection.
Black in the gun. There's the give, and there's another solid running lane. This one to J.R. Kennard. His first touch of the drive goes for about 7. Clock stops as he gets out of bounds.
He's got to do a better job of staying in bounds and knowing the situation there. That stops the clock. 9:50 left. However, he did get 5 yards, makes it a second and very manageable.
Yes.
Staying ahead of the chains.
You know, the Stripes have had no shortage of chances. You know, just a lot of stagnant offensive drives where, you know, you want to pull off the comeback late, but it shouldn't have had to come to this point. You know, they had opportunities to have already made this a one-score game, and no wonder the Stars are happy to. Oh, that ball is out. That ball's on the ground. Who got it? I believe the Stars fall on it. That's the risk of running, you know, these kind of runs. It is easy for a miscommunication to happen.
Yeah, I think he tried to snap it there to number 21.
We're at about 5 or 6 fumbles for the Stars team. So now 3rd and 10. Stripes have to be thinking they're real close to getting this football back.
They get the ball back. They got to score quickly. And then most likely either get a defensive stop or, depending on how quickly they score, an onside.
Yeah.
But now they've got to make the stop here on 3rd down.
Right, yeah, because we know what this running attack's like. Black looking to throw. He's hit as he releases deep. It's picked. It is picked off. The Stripes have the ball. They are running it. A big, big return. That is number 5, Desmond Thompson, getting it inside the opponent 40-yard line. That's a swing right there.
And a rare mistake. Black could not even see his man down there and just undershot him by a quarter mile. Great play there. Able to spot the ball, come back to it, and then a good, really solid return on that interception. I thought he was going to take it all the way if he was able to tight rope that sideline a little bit longer.
Desmond Thompson, an Anderson Cavalier, I believe that's in South Carolina. And that is a big play. They got it at the 38, 8.5 minutes to play, and a chance for Randall Fanning to lead his team down the field for a touchdown, though, and make it a one-score football game. It's going to go, they looked empty, and now, yeah, he's in a motion Mallory out wide, so they will go empty. Got to look for maybe a bubble screen here. The diamond setup of pass catchers. Looked at the screen, instead pulls it, and lucky that one wasn't picked.
I should have said something, but I was literally just thinking in my head. They had the quad down to the left side, but they had the lone receiver to the right. I was going to say that look for a back shoulder on that side, and that's what he tried to throw there. Wasn't a very accurate throw there by Fanning.
It was Rico O'Neal who had the called back kickoff return touchdown in coverage and was just all over Eddie.
Yeah, we haven't really heard from him since the beginning of the second half. Maybe he's been taking longer rests. But also, this defense has kind of been torn through on the last drive for the Stripes.
So now 2nd and 10. They're going to keep Mallory in the backfield. We haven't seen Jaden Venter in a couple, or yet this drive rather. Out of the gun. Snap. Fanning has time. Finds Mallory. Mallory's got a guy to beat. He cuts upfield. He does so, and a solid yardage, and there's 15 yards. Unnecessary roughness on the tackle. That is a WWE-style pickup, and no reason to do that in this point.
Yeah, and he had him there. If he would have just pulled him down instead of flipping him over like that, pulling out the RKO on him, then it would have been a clean play. That was Drew Shepard.
And that'll turn what would have basically been like a 3rd and 5 into a 1st and 10 right around the red zone. This should put it at about the 21. And stop the clock for the time being. Might start on the whistle. Yeah, they're putting this
at the 19-yard line.
Wow.
That is crucial. Again, Drew Shepard just unable to control himself. Now, I can imagine it's pretty hard to not slam a guy when you got the chance to slam a guy.
Yeah, right. Everyone always who doesn't love to do that.
Yeah, but you got to know the situation.
Well, golden opportunity for the Stripes. It's again Mallory in the backfield. 3 receivers top of the screen, and then Eddie on an island to the bottom.
Watch the back shoulder to Eddie.
Fanning rolling out right. What does he have? He's going to throw this one, and he's got a solid completion. We still, unfortunately, do not know who number 14 is. Just don't have it on any of our rosters, so apologies there. But that is a completion of about 9 yards, maybe 8, setting up 2nd and 2.
And the teams are, again, mixing it up in what I can only imagine is a very friendly manner.
So you've still got 7 minutes. You want to get in the end zone as quickly as possible, but obviously not at the expense of rushing your offense, right?
Exactly. You don't want to force Fanning into making a decision that is going to end up costing them the game. Now, I almost say they could score too quickly here, but they've got to score twice. They need to score as quickly as possible, yeah.
Here's Fanning. Fake handoff to Mallory. He'll take it on the option, and that should be enough for a first down. Clock should be stopping, but of course they'll let it run a little.
Fanning, a little bit shaken up here.
And with the other QB, Noah Lee, injured, Fanning's kind of got to power through it. I mean, this is a big, big experience here for the Georgia Force quarterback. As we near 6 minutes to play, it'll be 1st and goal at the 6.
And talk about the resilience from Fanning here. They have been down literally the entire game. They have not once held a lead. He has never given up. He has shown resilience, shown competitiveness, and he's got his team with a bit of a chance here.
Low snap. Fanning has time. Steps up. He's got an angle, and he's going to be brought down at about the 1 yard line. But Fanning has him right by the pylon, and they'll look to just pound it in here. You know, something worth noting. Eli Black has remained on the sideline for this drive, presumably to try to go out there offensively fresh and run out the clock when they get the ball back.
Yeah, they haven't had their middle Mike linebacker out there, and that's a game changer. That's your quarterback on defense.
So as we approach 5 minutes, see if they can get in on 2nd and goal. Fanning will take it himself and will get in the end zone on his feet. Touchdown, makes it a 1-score game. 5:05 to go, and from 30 to 7 to now 30 to 22, and the analytics, they love to say go for 2 here, and that may be what the Stripes elect to do.
I thought the score was 30 to 15. Was it 30 to 16?
Yeah, it was 30 to 16.
I've just been mixing it up on me.
Because
But
it was 30 to 9 with the safety. Yeah, 30-16 was the score.
okay. You know, this game doesn't matter. This is an all-American game. Win or
Yeah.
lose, it doesn't matter. But
Tell that to the guys on the sideline. I mean, everyone wants to win.
oh yeah, this is the meanest game of backyard football they've ever played in their lives. But Fanning has just shown competitiveness, resilience, spirit. He is a leader of a quarterback out there, putting 2 runs in a row.
Oh, we've got a fake PAT. Pierce now back to throw. Do they have it? Yeah, it's hauled in. It's a catch. It's a 6-point ball game. Are you serious?
And that was a beautiful catch. Runs in front of the defender, hits the high point, sees the ball in, sun in his eyes, and he falls down with it. I know that hurt. Fell right on his back. Yeah, he's holding his back right now as we speak. But
what a snag.
and this has been a completely different Stripes team the past couple drives for them. They've closed the lead to just 6 points with 5:05 left, and now they've put the pressure on the Stars. Can the Stars make a few first downs? And they have got all the momentum in this game right now.
And turnovers have been a very big problem as of late for the Stars. You got to play clean football, and really, it'll only take a couple of first downs to end this football game. I don't know if they've got it.
That was, so 14 for the Stripes. That is Isaiah Williams.
Isaiah Williams, good to know. Yeah, as we've tried to track that down, I'm glad we were able to.
And he found the soft spot in that defense on that last play. That was just a beautiful, beautiful catch by Williams. He's back out there on the kickoff team for him, too.
5:05 to play.
What do the Stripes got other than the momentum?
Go for the squib, and we fielded at about the 35-yard line and taken to the 42, which is where the Stars will start offensively. And, you know, when you're in a position like this, there's really no reason not to, you know, try for a squib because enough first downs will end the game anyway, so you're not really worried about not worried a ton about field position.
Yeah, with a squib, you always got the chance of that ball getting loose and somebody else being able to jump on it from your kick team.
You know, and so much of this will come down to can the Stars play clean football? Because since their first score of the second half, they've not shown an ability to. They've been shut out since that point.
The fumbles, the penalties, the mistakes.
If I'm not mistaken, they've lost 2 fumbles, thrown a pick, and had a safety in the second half.
Oh, you're correct. It's been all – the Stars have beat themselves, but don't take any credit away from the Stripes. They've played great defense and great offense since.
Yeah, I mean, they've forced some of it. So it's going to be Murdoch in at QB now. There's the give, and look at – that was incredible powering through from Middleton. Turns what should have been a gain of about 1 into a gain of, I believe, 5. Yeah, 5-yard gain will be 2nd and 5, and that's an early timeout.
You are right. That is
especially on 5. Yeah, I don't agree with calling it that early. You know, I would at least wait one more series, you know.
You got to wait until it's within 3 minutes, in my opinion, to start burning them timeouts.
At the end of the day, it doesn't matter a ton because they're going to run off 40 every play.
Yeah, you're right. You are right.
You know, if it was like 2nd and 8, 2nd and 9, I'd be more on board with calling it, you know.
Yeah, they've got a good chance of getting that first down.
Right, you know, 3 plays to get 5 yards. So you got a good punter. But you've also had special teams miscues on, you know, snapping it over his head and not being able to block on PATs. So it might just be 4-down territory. Are you surprised that Eli Black's not out there?
We have not seen Eli Black in a while.
Which, I mean, I guess Murdoch had sat a couple drives, but as far as wanting to run out this game, I think Eli Black would be your guy.
Yeah, they've showed the single back look a lot.
So it's going to be Middleton in the backfield. He should be getting the ball. He does, and he's brought down right away. Now you call a timeout. I don't know if they are.
52 with the stop. It'll be 3rd and 5.
So you let it. All right. So you're gonna let it run here, evidently. Which I guess makes sense. So it's gonna be 3rd and 5. Talk about a pressure here on both sides. Game hanging in the balance.
I think this is 4-down territory.
Yeah.
You might expect the Stars here to throw the ball. They've got Murdoch in. They've got 3 receivers out there. Oh, my goodness.
When you get a future FBS QB in the game, I'd at least look at the RPO and let him make a decision. Under 4 minutes, 3rd down. What does Murdoch have? He's back to throw. Looking. He's got his man on the slant. That's a 1st down and a lot more for the receiver, Isaiah Thompson.
I like that decision there. Let Murdoch make the choice. Put the ball in your quarterback's hands, and he just delivers a strike and a huge play. And now you're in field goal range. Well, yeah, now you're kind of in field goal range.
I don't know if you take the risk of kicking here.
That is true. There's a very good chance it gets blocked.
But, I mean, a first down from this point will just about end it. The next one, you know, the Stripes still have 2 timeouts. And, hey, they got it to 3rd and long last time out, so this game is far from over. Middleton, though, has done a phenomenal job running the football, especially early in the game. But as this defense gets more and more tired, I mean, it's going to be hard to stop. 3 minutes to play. Snap, handoff Middleton, who powers through for about 3 yards. Bringing up second. And you see, this is where you call timeouts.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken, the Stripes should still have 2 left, and I don't really understand the decision to let the clock run here.
Well, there might just be no point. I don't know. We've seen everything this game.
I mean,
you wouldn't expect him to give up after everything they've done so far.
especially, you can talk about how much the actual game matters, which I think everyone here wants to win really badly, but at the very least, like, this is a high-pressure situation. You want your guys to get the, chance at the 2-minute drill, especially for, you got a senior QB in Fanning. He's dying to get out on this field, I can guarantee you that.
Yeah, coming down within 2 minutes.
So here's the give, and Middleton's going to try to break something, but hit it hard. And
Fantastic tackle by Williams there.
we're
That
down
wasn't Williams,
2
I'm sorry.
minutes.
Now you call it time. Like, they might be out of time.
They might be. I mean, the scoreboard says they have 3 left, which isn't true. So maybe they only had 1 timeout. There's so much has happened this half that it is hard to keep track.
So if they get a stop,
They'd get it with about a minute,
yeah,
in
right.
theory. I think you got to keep this one on the ground, right?
Yeah, but you never know. You got Murdoch. You got talent.
So out of the I
I think they will. I don't think they'll kick it, though.
He will hand, and they were able to make the stop. Kennard gets stuffed. And
They did call a timeout.
so I guess they probably only had 1 timeout remaining.
Yeah, they were waiting for the 4th down. But now that gives the Stars a chance to talk over what they want to do next.
I'm going for this here if I'm the Stars.
I ain't kicking the ball. Not with my protection I've been getting all night.
And it has nothing to do with, your kicker, right? Like, you fully trust Sabat to drain it. You don't trust your team to block for him. And imagine giving up a blocked field goal.
Yeah, for the win. Or for the tie,
That-
obviously.
Yeah, and they're a PAT away from taking the lead. And Pierce has shown an ability to drain his PATs. I'm looking at this, and I'm bringing Murdoch out, and I'm putting it in my QB's hands.
Let him make a decision.
I'm giving him an RPO opportunity. I'm trusting my guy to make the play, and I think that in this kind of game, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
So we don't have confirmation, but I'm going to assume that the Stripes are out of timeouts due to the fact that they hadn't called one.
Another thing affecting their kicking decision is the goalposts are shaking from the wind right now.
Wow. Yeah, we're sheltered to that here in the press box, but I do notice that now. Yeah, I wouldn't make them kick through that. And Eli Black is into the game.
Fans, let me hear you. It's 4th down.
80 seconds on the clock. Minute 20. 4th and 4. First down would end it. You get stopped, and we have a chance at crazy sequence. Here is Black. Takes the snap. Goes forward. The senior swarmed. They got him. And the Stripes are taking over. 1:16 to play. How about big?
And
A
this
big
Stripes
stop, I
defense-
believe that's Kyrie Owens on the tackle.
This Stripes defense has come alive in the second half, especially this 4th quarter. Phenomenal play by Kyrie there. Flies in the backfield, shuts down that run from the get-go.
From Valiant Cross Academy. That's a big guy out there, and he makes the play.
Yeah, now you put the ball in Fanning's hands, and This young man's got a chance to make a big play.
This game was 30-7.
I believe at the start of the fourth. Am I wrong?
Yeah, it was 30-7 in the fourth quarter.
And now we're looking at 30 to 24. And the Stripes have got the ball.
What does Fanning have? Shotgun snap. Hit as he throws. And that one just incomplete.
And he's slow to get up.
Yeah, he got blasted on there.
You got to protect your quarterback, man. This poor kid is out here putting his life on the line.
You know, so Fanning and Noah Lee were alternating drives, and then I believe it was after the first drive of the third. No, I think it was in the second half or in the second quarter, 'cause I don't think we've seen Lee since halftime.
No, we haven't. You're right. It's been all Fanning.
He had a bag of ice on his hand, probably took a hit. Hoping he's okay. But Fanning has stepped up in a massive way. He's got Venter next to him in the backfield.
He's got the chance to seal an MVP.
Oh, yeah. He's got time. Delivers a bit of a wobbler intended for Noah Belote. Brings up third down. Fanning has been good this year. 1,800 yards, 23 touchdowns, 10 picks, 97 QBR on a Georgia Force team that wasn't bad. I believe they went 8-4, if I'm not mistaken, this season.
Yeah.
You're a senior. You're in this kind of situation and at this place. I mean, just how much would this mean? Like, think about how special this moment would be for all these guys.
This would be coming together, a group. You met these guys this weekend. Well, most of these guys you met this weekend. You come together, you get put down, you have a terrible game in the first half. Now you got a chance to win it. I'm treating this game like a national championship if I'm them. This means everything. Even if you don't have the schemes, you got the ability. You know you do.
Third down. He's under pressure. He throws. Belote has the catch. He's dumped to the 47-yard line. 59 seconds. The clock is going to stop, but they've got to move. It's going to start on the whistle. What a conversion. Fanning directing traffic, looking composed. I believe they're going to clock it. Clock starts. He's going to snap it and clock it. It will stop with 54 to play.
And Fanning has ice in his veins right now. Signs of prime Matthew Stafford shaking up. Close game. He's got a chance to win it, and so far he's made the right choices.
And all credit. Belote ran an exceptional route on the slant to get the separation, jump up, grab that ball, and get some yardage after the catch.
Oh, yeah, they're up around midfield. They got about 53 seconds to go, 51 yards. I like those odds.
And this is where you got to decide how soft do you want to be defensively, right? You know.
Check this out. They have a lineman in the backfield to help out with protection.
Wow, yes, they do. I like that. And
he completely failed.
Yeah, that did not work. Fanning, and they got away with a hold, too. So now 45 and counting. You can't afford to spike it on 3rd and long, and now you're in some trouble. Did they just call a timeout? So the Stripes just called the timeout, which is very interesting considering they didn't call one defensively. You could have another 40 seconds to work with right now, but definitely a much-needed call. 45.5 to play. You have a long way to go, you know. I agree with the decision to spike the ball, but obviously losing out on a down it makes life harder.
Yeah, I agree with that. You know, you know what I don't see often is the fake spike. What happened to the fake spike, the old Marino play?
Oh, yeah.
I wish we'd see that more often. Now, get me on the headset. Let me call a couple plays.
Oh.
But right now, Fanning, I mean, he's shaking up. If he's just got 2 or 3 more plays in him, they've got a chance to win this. But
hey, regardless of how this last drive shakes out, it's been an incredible second-half effort by Fanning, by this entire Stripes team, especially the defense, man.
Complete turnaround, and I think they had to find it within themselves, you know, the maturity and the everything like that.
So you got Venter back there for pass protection.
I like that decision more. Now, the lineman in the
I do
backfield
too.
was a good idea, but that time he let two guys get in his quarterback's face. You don't want to have that happen. So
Fanning has below. How about the hook and lateral? And they're going to get out of bounds. That was beautiful. You give it to Below, who flips it to Nathan Dowdy. Stops the clock with 38. Shades of Boise State on that one.
and still 4th down. They got 3 yards to go. They got 38 seconds. What do you got?
What do you got? Yeah, I didn't even realize, they had such a long way to go that they're still short, but that changes things here. That's a massive play.
Yeah, I mean, I think you go back to the slant, possibly another out route.
You just pick up this first down and you spike the football.
Right.
You live to fight another play. With that being said, you just send an Eddie on a streak, I think. He's going to be out wide. I would see if he can win. He's out on an island there.
They've had him isolated most of this game.
What does Fanning have? He has time. He's looking. He's got room to run. Fanning's going to have the first down. Fanning gets out at the 27-yard line. 30 seconds to play. They're knocking. They are approaching. So it'll be back at the 29, but still, what a run. That was just incredible poise, not panicking, not forcing anything, and they survive.
And now they've got 30 seconds to go 29 yards. They're able to stay ahead of the clock.
This is football right here.
This is the great game to watch. I'm almost speechless from that play by Fanning because he turns around. He rolls right, turns around, and just has to gun it to that marker there. Gets it done,
And
plus a little bit more.
there was just nothing downfield. 30 seconds. Fanning getting rushed. What does he have? He throws to the tight end Bowers, who couldn't haul it in. Honestly, not a bad thing. That really wasn't going anywhere.
I was going to say, if he would have caught that, that would have been worse because he was not going to gain any yards, and he was going to just chew away clock. They've got 23 seconds left.
So it's a tough spot because you can't afford to be tackled in bounds without getting the first down.
Right.
You almost can't afford to even throw anything short of the marker at this point.
Yeah, or else you'll have that Georgia Bulldogs in the SEC championship game. Clock still running. They've got to go. Sorry, not this most recent SEC championship game. I'm thinking like 2012. But they've got to go towards at least the yard marker.
Yeah. I would also keep an eye out for the hook and lateral again.
Why not? Run it to the other side.
So here's Fanning. Time. Delivers. Venter. First down to the 18-yard line. 18 seconds out of bounds. Wow. Venter shaken up on the sideline after taking that hit.
And he put it all on the line. He got his knees taken out on that last play. That never feels good.
So looks like it'll probably be Mallory taking a spot in the backfield, hoping Venter's okay. But what a play, man, and what a drive.
It's been one heck of one. It's not over yet. I have faith in Fanning. There is no doubt in my mind that he can't complete a ball. Maybe 2 or 3 more passes.
So a little stoppage. We're just going to stay with it here. This is too big of a moment to step aside. And all right, so this is a bit of a reset defensively. You've kind of just been walked all over here. If you're the Stars, what are you saying in this huddle right now?
They've got to just keep contain on that quarterback. That's the biggest thing. The defensive ends can't get too fired up, can't get too hungry, fly past that quarterback because no doubt in my mind he could run for 17, but also they've got to have outside contain. They can't let any outside passes that stop the clock. There's a chance that the Stripes could stop the clock again via first down. They get a first down, they're probably out of time, and it's inbounds. So they have to either get the ball out of bounds or in the end zone.
Well, I think if you get the first down, I think you'd probably have time to clock it.
It'll be first down, Stripes at the 17.
You'd have time
Yeah.
to clock it, but you'd have one more play.
Yeah. look, Eli Black, the senior, he's done so much winning in his career. Does he have another signature moment in him? Leading this defense? Or will it be Fanning and the Stripes delivering an incredible, memorable fourth quarter comeback? Fanning with his teammate Mallory in the backfield. Low snap. He fields it. Throws. It's caught. And they get out of bounds. Pierce stopping the clock with 11 seconds inside the 10.
And now we've got to see one thing here. We need to see an all-star play from one of these players.
Who wants it? Who is going to deliver the moment?
Excited to see. Who will it be?
This is the kind of thing that you spend your whole life as a kid dreaming about.
This is why you come to Gatlinburg. This is what you want to happen when you come to Gatlinburg. I know it sucks for the defense right now, but this last play, timeout right here, this might not be the last play. There's a chance for 2 or 3 more plays depending on how fast they get the ball out here. But in my mind, I'm like, it's either touchdown or interception. I don't know. But this is what you want if you're the defense in the same way this is what you want if you're the offense.
They've done.
You have a chance to make a huge play and leave your mark here in Gatlinburg, and that's what you dream of, like you said, since you're a little kid.
Every player on both sides in a game where about half the players out there will never play another game of football again. Half of these people are going to have a memory, one of the best memories that they carry for the rest of their lives. The other half you'll remember walking off this field defeated, and this is the beauty of high school sports right here. It's the kind of game you dream about playing in. It's the kind of game you dream about watching. We hope you guys on this broadcast watching are having as fun a time as I am calling it.
It's been one heck of a game to watch.
I want to thank all 139 viewers for tuning in, spending your Saturday afternoon with us. 11 seconds for the rest of your lives. Who is going to do it?
You're an all-star player. That's why you're here. It's time to make an all-star play.
Fanning, Mallory next to him. As Venter's on the sideline. Snap. Looking. Directing traffic. Throw. End zone. He's got it. It's caught. Caden Eddy, the touchdown with 3.5 seconds to go. You cannot be serious.
And a Fanning masterclass. Randall Fanning. Remember that name. That kid can sling it.
Caden Eddy. 5 touchdowns on the season. He's got 2 tonight.
That is incredible. Incredible.
But
there's one thing. There's still a kick.
You think there's a little bit of pressure on Zach Pierce here?
You think Evangel's sending the house? If we go to overtime,
they're going to ice the kicker
on an extra point.
Zach Pierce.
Pure insanity.
Had a reception to help set up this drive. He's had plays all game. And now the game hangs in the balance, reliant on his leg, on a game where we've seen, I believe, 3 blocked extra points. A chance to be the hero and cap off one of the greatest comebacks I have ever seen.
Most definitely, especially hearing at this all-star game. This has been the most competitive all-star game we've seen.
30-7. The Stripes were dead in the water with the Stars in the fourth quarter having the ball right around midfield. They lose 40 yards on penalties and a sack, have a safety. The Stripes go down, score a touchdown, get a stop on the interception, score again, get the stop with 76 seconds to play. And now the game can be ended with this made extra point by Zach Pierce. The snap, hold, kick is up, splits the uprights. He got it, 31-30. The Stripes pull ahead The comeback is complete. He gets mobbed by his teammates. There will never be an extra point that feels that good.
Never. And after that drive, Fanning looking more like Manning out there. Beautiful, all around beautiful offense. Great catches, great routes. That last play, corner in the end zone, and to cap it all off, ice in the veins for Pierce, Zach Pierce. Beautiful.
3.5 seconds. This ball will almost assuredly be squibbed. So you'll have no chance to stop the clock. This will be the last play.
Unless they fall on it. 'Cause the clock shouldn't start until it's in possession of one of the return men.
So if you just fall, which that's what you do then. You
Yeah.
design to fall on it.
Or you go laterals.
Either way, we've seen so much craziness. Is there one more chapter? Or will the Stripes comeback be complete? This is the best football game I've ever had the privilege of calling.
Oh, this is close. I was able to be down there and call the ones in Panama. But this is for sure this is the greatest all-star game you'll ever watch.
Oh, yeah.
This is the greatest meaningless game that you will ever watch. This means so much to these guys right here, these guys who are playing their last games ever. This just means so much to them. And the competitiveness has been there. I mean, it was chippy all game long. The personal fouls were flying left and right.
Pierce to kick. 3.5 seconds. And so I think they decided they would rather install a normal defense by kicking it out of bounds. Can't fault that decision.
Yeah, now you're forcing Murdoch make a 65-yard throw.
Well, if anyone's going to do it, this guy
He's got the rocket.
He's got an arm. They've got receivers.
And they're just going to be in a prevent defense, probably 3-man rush.
Murdoch will have time.
Oh, they're kicking again.
What happened here?
Correction, they will re-kick.
Well, I would imagine that they will kick it out of bounds again.
Perchance.
Unless something magically changed with those 5 yards, but a kick out of bounds would still put it at the same yard line. So
This is rather odd.
what a game we have had. This is football at its best.
It really is. Just the amount of talent out there on this field is just crazy to watch.
A game that nobody playing in will ever forget.
No, not at all. And the bonds between these two teams just from this game alone.
And this kick will be in bounds. Here's your game. Fielded. Black, lateral. And that will do it. O'Neal throws it. It's picked up. And how about another touchdown for fun as the Stripes are going to take it in. Jesse Blasey gets himself a touchdown to end the game. Your final score, 37-30, and the Stripes look like they've just won the Super Bowl and set the record straight. They may as well have.
That was a Tom Brady level comeback.
That was one of the greatest things you'll see on a football field.
That was utterly insane.
I don't even have a reaction.
There is no reaction. That was the best fourth quarter of offense that the Stripes could have had. And the Stars just died out there. I mean,
I don't know.
crazy performance.
Look, I don't know what Randall Fanning plans to do with his college career. I don't know if he's playing. I don't know if he's looking to play. But if that's the last time he ever steps on a football field,
At the very least, man, hop in an intramural league, man.
there is no better way to end it.
Not at all.
Well, we thank you all so much for tuning into our broadcast. We'll broadcast the trophy ceremony here. See Fanning almost undoubtedly get named MVP. For everyone who tuned in, and my color commentator, Simon Stafford, I'm Theo Fernandez. Thank you all for tuning in.
And we will leave it here for the award presentations coming up. Thank you, Theo and Simon, for calling the game. Also for Andrew Haslam, the director, or your director, and camera operator. And I'm Scott Stafford. I've been producing the game today. Thankfully, we didn't have any technical issues, but we will keep it right here and be right back for the award ceremony, so stay tuned.
We're going to give out some awards before we get out of here. Your cheer MVPs from Bessemer Academy, Michaela Williams. From the Georgia Force, Madeline Taylor. And from Evangel Christian School, Caitlin Brand. Let's hear it for both teams today before we do some football awards. Your lineman of the game, Knoxville's very own, Will DeLong. Your defensive player of the game, number 55, that is Drew Shepard. Offensive player of the game, making what has been one of the biggest catches in the history of this stadium, Caden Eddie. And your MVP, a young man that is no stranger to playing big games in Gatlinburg, number 10, Mr. Randall Fanning. Fans, we thank you so much for coming today. We hope everyone drives safe. But before you take all your pictures, please make your way up to the practice field. We've got to get the field cleared and get ready for
All right, that will do it for the Gatlinburg All-American Next Level Game 1 broadcast. We are going to end this stream now and get set up for Next Level Game 2. So keep it here on 8-Man Extreme YouTube channel, and we will be back shortly to bring you that game. Thank you.